during that game,
Oh my God.
faced no pressure whatsoever from A&M. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of I wanted to say something, and Markeem and Phil were like, "Oh, but we got to start the show." And then he was like, "Say it, start recording, then say what you're gonna say." So I did it. Suck it. Don't challenge me. But I am Big Rat 310. Here returning with my two guests.
Nightmareballa1.
And yours truly, Nightmare10.
That is Nightmare88 on Twitter, Nightmare26 on Xbox.
Wow!
And there you go.
Like, I get enough notifications already.
A lot of big news from the weekend in football. First off, we're going to get right into talking about all the big games of the weekend, including the game. Before we start talking about the games, I want to talk about our record from last week. Last week, Markeem and Phil, you both went 9-5. Congratulations. I, unfortunately...
I'm adding something else to my record, too, right now.
Okay. Well, wait a second.
Okay, go ahead.
You both went 9-5. I think the reason, even though you had the Jets and Phil had the Patriots, you, Markeem, had... Who'd you have that made you switch, that switched you to? Phil had... who lost here? Pick the Saints. Oh, no, the Saints, the Ravens. Ravens won, right? Yeah, Eagles, Dolphins. What separated you guys? You guys had the same guy. Oh, yeah, Phil, you picked the 49ers.
Yeah.
Which, no go on that one.
Right.
And I flipped the coin and picked the Seahawks.
Right, I forgot you flipped the coin. That was one of those.
But Phil was right with Patriots, Dolphins, Ravens, Saints, Packers, Raiders, Broncos, Bengals. Oh, and Phil, you also picked Nebraska, which started out good, but didn't go so well.
Bye-bye after that.
I went 7-7. Of course, sticking to my usual pattern of picking too many upsets, which seems to be my curse in this league.
And none of them panned out.
Not only did none of them pan out, but there was one that I was gonna pick another upset, which was the Chiefs. But I thought that I had picked too many, so I just went with the safe pick and picked the Cowboys instead. And that ended up being the one that panned out, which just sucks. Picking the Redskins in hindsight was such an awful idea. Oh my God, that was brutal. Picking the Buccaneers and Browns wasn't too crazy, but picking the Redskins was unforgivable. But I redeemed myself by picking Texas Tech, being the only one, and I believe I did it just to stick it to you.
Okay, now this is perfect time. Not only am I never picking Texas Tech ever again, not picking TCU ever again.
Oh, too bad they just played each other. That'd be great if they had to play each other down the road, because you can't pick either one.
That was the softest defensive performance I've ever seen in my life. It's like they were playing like they were scared to tackle. Like this was two-hand touch football. Never again. Nah, won't happen. Like for the rest of my life, never.
This officially adds to his list of the Lions, Texas Tech, and TCU. I will never pick Texas Tech ever again. I will never pick TCU ever again. God damn it. Phil, there's something on your record that says the Chiefs will not make the record. Is that supposed to be playoffs and I just miswrote it?
Yeah.
The Chiefs will not make the record. All right, well, let's get into this on the weekend. First in the world of college football, since that's what happened first. Markeem, you kind of already broke down TCU and Texas Tech.
Technically not, but go ahead.
I don't think any of us really... Oh, technically not, but we'll get to that. I don't think any of us really have anything else to say about Texas Tech and TCU. Let's be real. Before we get into the game, UCLA, Nebraska. What happened here, Markeem?
Exactly what I thought was going to happen. Except it didn't happen quite like I thought. I knew that Brett Hundley would struggle as soon as the game started because he does every time he's on the road. I didn't think it'd be that bad. And Taylor Martinez looked good early. But Jim Moore, man, he's a good second-half coach. And it showed. And Brett Hundley went crazy. And Bo Pelini doesn't have a defense. And he's a defensive coach. Like, imagine if Rex Ryan didn't have a defense. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine how really bad the Jets would be, you know? And that's That's Nebraska right now. They got a good college quarterback with the awful defense. Is what it is. And they got smoked. Second half, they got smoked. Like, Brett Hundley looked like a Heisman candidate that second half.
What is Bo's job security right now?
There is no job security. He's fit. Have y'all heard that tape?
No, I have not.
That surfaced. Look for it, kid. It surfaced. Like, it was from a couple years ago. And on the tape, he says, like, flat out, "Fuck the fans." Like, he says that sentence. Fuck the fans. It's from a couple years ago, so I think that people shouldn't hold that over his head. But with him getting into it with Tommy Frazier, and if y'all know who that is, that's the quarterback of the greatest college football team of all time, a Nebraska legend, and he got into it with this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he overreacted and got into it with him, and the fans love him out in Lincoln, which is hilarious to me. I was like, so you trying to get fired at this point? You gonna argue with this guy? You know what I'm saying? That's like some new guy taking over for Belichick and Brady. Like, after Brady retires, Belichick leaves, and like Belichick tries to give him some advice, and he's like, "Oh, you're not even here. We don't need you," which is what he told Tommy Frazier.
Wow.
I was like, what? I was like, nigga, are you serious? This is the greatest player in the history of this school. And you're going to say, "Oh, nigga, we don't need you. Well, I don't need you." Like, what? Like, it made no sense to me. And the fans are already fed up because they can't stop anybody. And, you know, it's Nebraska, man. Like, this is one of the greatest programs in the history of college football. Tom Osborne is probably the second or third, well, top five. You know, you got Bear Bryant, Bobby Bowden,
Meyer.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I can put him ahead of Osborne, but, like, you know, he's up there. You know what I mean?
Saban.
Well, yeah, Saban. I would put him ahead of Osborne, but yeah, and, he's one of the greatest coach. Point is, he's one of the best coaches of all time, and like he the legacy he has there. You know what I mean? It's like where you have to win every year because that's the standard he set. It just is what it is, or you're in trouble. Like, this is how it goes. And, you know, he's gone. Like, he's done. He's finished.
Wow.
Finished.
So,
like he'll make it through the season.
How long has he been coaching there?
What, 3 years now?
2008. 2008.
Well, 5 years now.
Four. This is his. This is
the fifth season.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna say. All right. Damn. Well, I'm gonna do a new thing about that.
Find that video.
I do. I'm gonna put it in the. I'm gonna put it in the.
Yeah, put it in the description. Like it's real quiet. You gotta listen, but you'll hear him say it. Like, he's like talking to someone else. It seems like it's from like an interview, like a press conference, and it's like before the cameras start rolling. That's what it sounds like. Like, he's just talking. It's like he's cursing. And he's just laid back and shit. I'm like, yo, like, I thought it was kind of awesome, but, you know, I could see how the fans would get upset about something.
Yes, I can imagine. I wouldn't like being told "fuck myself."
Yeah, but he's gone though. Like, just him arguing with Tommy Frazier just made me go, you're done. You're just done. Like, the hell, man.
Fair enough. Now we have a new thing on the show that I want to instill this year, and that is our YouTube Take Head Coach Hot Seat. And for the NCAA, I'm going to put Bo Pelini and put next to his name, there is no hot seat. He's finished.
The seat is gone. Like, you know what the seat is? You know, the seat has been thrown in a bonfire. It's a wrap. Like, there's no seat. He's not even sitting down at this point. He's standing. He's standing with no shoes on, naked. It's over. He ain't even wearing Nebraska colors. It's a wrap.
So I'm gonna put Bo Pelini and Lane Kiffin on our head coaching hot seat for the NCAA right now.
Mac Brown.
Oh, and Mac Brown.
And like in lowercase letters, Bob Stoops. Lowercase letter.
Fair enough. That's our NCAA head coach hot seat. We'll get to the NFL portion of that in a little bit. But yeah, tough loss for Nebraska. They were looking really good at first. I didn't see the full game. I only saw part of the first half. But hey, it's college football for you. Next, we'll very quickly mention our teams before talking about the game. My team, the University of Miami, had a bye this week. You got anything to say about Virginia Tech? And as I wrote in my notes, Virginia Tech versus a Carolina team.
It was East Carolina. Watched the whole game.
No.
Logan Thomas. No, I did.
Oh no! I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna ask us to watch the game, and I was just no.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that. Logan Thomas was below average, which is a good day for him. And I'm not even kidding. Like he went 25 for 40. I'm looking at his stats right now. 25 for 43, 258 yards, 58.1 completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He was below average. You know what I mean, which is fine. I'll take that. But even with that being said, with this below average game he has for the season, he has a completion percentage of 47. Fuck this dude. I'm ready for him to go. He got 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for the year already. Get out of here. And the offense sucked. Like, we only scored 15 on East Carolina, who, if you don't know, is one of the worst defensive teams in the goddamn country.
Damn. Strong words. Fuck this dude, basically.
Yeah, fuck this dude. And until he is gone, I have no faith in his team. I'll watch them every Saturday because it's a habit, but I have no faith in the team.
Fair enough. Phil, you got anything to say about Virginia Tech and a Carolina team? I presume not.
No, I'm good.
All right. What about in South Carolina, Vanderbilt? Phil, start us off with that one.
Oh, let me get comfortable.
Oh my baby Jesus. So for those of you,
they won, Phil. They won.
I know. I'm gonna be calm about this. I'm trying. So I was at the game for those of you that don't know. I was there the whole day. We tailgated probably about 6 or 7 hours. I don't even know. It was awesome. And no, there was no alcohol involved, just in case you wanted to randomly know. There was none. 0.
What kind of a fool do you take me for?
I'm talking to the fans, not you. Anyways, to the actual game.
Nobody drunk or you didn't drink?
Nobody in my group, no.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's a weird story, but I'll save that for later.
Probably off air.
Right? Yeah. There's a weird but it's
just continue.
Actually, I'll go ahead. They're gonna want to know what it is. Anyways, a guy actually.
That's true.
A guy actually came around with some kind of moonshine or whatever. And one of the first little group that I was with, or the early people, as you could say, that I rode up there with, he came around and just like got everybody to try it. And it's like he comes to me, he's like, "Don't be a pussy," and I'm like, "I'm good." Well, I was the old.
Welcome to Columbia, Phil.
Right,
Welcome
right.
to Columbia.
I've been there before. I know how it is, but that was the first. Apparently the guy was from California, which is whatever. But guy had a weird beard too and anything. Anyways, point is, he was like, he's like $20 if you want it, and he walked away, and I'm like, so then I look at all my friends and I'm like, just to let you know, I am now instantly the only sober one. Anyways, but that's just a little funny story. To the game. So I had great seats. If you follow me on Twitter, I think I posted some pictures. Blah blah blah, nonsense. The game itself, 35-10, great game. We're rolling. For some reason, Spurrier was kind of switching out Dylan and Shaw in the first quarter. I wasn't really understanding that, but I was just like, okay, fine. He probably thinks this is going to be a blowout, so he's just trying to give everybody equal reps, whatever.
He's got to stop doing that. He made his choice. Live with it. Live with it, coach.
Thank you.
Live with it.
We were just talking about this before the show, too. Live with your decision, Spurrier. Come on, son. Like, Shaw's got to play until it's like
until he leaves. Until he leaves.
Until it's if it's a blowout, fine. Bring in Dylan Thompson after it's a blowout, but not first quarter. I did not understand that whatsoever.
Yep, there you go.
And to mention that again, so when the game got back to so when the game was 30, I want to say it was 35-0. No, 35-10. Right, so 35-10. We're all good. And then what happens? He brings in Dylan Thompson. What happens? Pick six almost. I think it was out at like the 1 or the 2 or the 3, one of the freaking short yard lines. And then they run it in, touchdown. So now it's 35-17. What happens when we get the ball? Fumble on the kickoff. They get the ball again. What happens? They score again. It's just, oh my good. And then now it's a game. Luckily, we were able to just, nothing else happened after that. But, oh my goodness, man. And if it wasn't for Clowney, it might have been closer than that. Because Clowney had a strip fumble. I can't remember exactly when that was in the game, but I want to say that was in a crucial spot. But it's just it frustrates me because this is Gamecocks. This is what they do. They see this team that they play. They're like, oh, they're just Vandy, or oh, this is just Kentucky, or oh, this is just East Carolina. Let's just fart around. Like North Carolina, they should have destroyed them more than they did. Like that game was like close if you look at it, kind of like closer than it should have been. Is what my point is. So it's like this is Gamecock. You got to stop doing this. Like I don't know if it's Spurrier. I don't know if it's. I mean, Gamecocks were like this before him, but it's like you got to stop. Like beat the teams. Like this is why people say you're overrated. This game right here is exactly why all the Gamecock haters or non-haters say that we're overrated. This is why, because we cannot destroy a team that we're supposed to. Like Vandy had nothing. They did nothing in the game until we turned the ball over and gave them hope. That's like they did. They were offense was horrible.
How was Jordan Matthews?
I tried to watch him. I think is that number 87.
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember you saying 87. He looked good. He just didn't get they didn't see him much. I think I got his stats right here. Let's see. What was his name?
Jordan Matthews.
He 8 receptions, 106 yards. So I mean, he was beast. I remember that's pretty much the only guy they went to. Oh, by the way, he's the only one that had multiple receptions. Now that I look at it, he had 8. Everyone else on their team had 1. So yeah, they went to him a lot.
And they should have killed them. This shouldn't even been. Why are we even talking about this long? They should have.
I know.
South Carolina, Gamecocks. I'm done with y'all, man. I'm done.
You know how exactly how I feel. I mean, I'm not done with them, but you know how I feel. I mean, it's just it's crazy. And we'll get. I think we're going to talk about this next week. But they play UCF, and they play them at UCF. Ugh, I am worried. I'm not going to lie. I should not be worried.
Oh yeah,
what?
It is.
Yeah, it's not in Carolina.
Damn.
And I am worried about that.
That makes things pretty interesting.
Yes, it does. So, yeah, especially after this. Now, if we go out there and kill Vandy, I'm confident we go into UCF. But not like this. We got and leave Shaw in the game for UCF. I know we'll get to it next week, but leave him in the game. He drives me nuts. Trust me, Gamecock fans will know. Like when I don't want him to.
That is your guy, though.
It's in Shaw we trust. Like we can't be doing this. Oh, let's put Dylan Thompson in. Blah blah blah. He's not horrible. I'm not saying Dylan Thompson is horrible. And we and Marquinhos have talked about this. He's a better passer. But the decision was made to start Shaw. You have to stick with him.
And it was years ago he made this decision. It's not anything new. Years ago he chose Shaw over Thompson. Right. Live with it, coach. Live with it.
And you have to live or die by Connor Shaw. Like I mean, his running will drive me insane at times. But at the time, a lot of times I catch myself, Shaw, why are you running? And then he breaks a 20-yard run. And I'm like, oh, never mind. So,
but this is Shaw's last year, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So Dylan Thompson will get all the reps next year without issues.
Well, I think Dylan Thompson's.
He'll be a senior next year. So he'll play.
So we'll see. But anyways, I won't talk any more about the game because I know a lot of people don't care. But I just wanted to say that because I was there. Ugh, it's just frustrating.
Fair enough. UCF this week just beat Penn State. UCF's been getting a lot of hype lately. I have a lot of friends that go there, and I know some players on the team, not personally, just like I know who they are. Their running back was the running back for UM, but he transferred because Duke Johnson was coming in, and well, let's just say he wasn't going to get much playing time with Duke Johnson there in the backfield. But Storm Johnson.
Oh, get off!
No, I was about to say Dick Ryder.
What? I mean, okay, that was unnecessary. I said a factual statement.
I know you're fine.
Dicks.
You're
fine.
Fuck
you guys.
I'm kidding.
I know, I get it, but still, fuck you guys. So,
there's your first of the group.
Storm Johnson was very, very talented at UM. I liked a lot of the things I saw from him. But hey, I completely understood. You know, man. I mean, Duke Johnson's coming in. He's projected to be a college football running back, superstar sensation, one of the best of all time, one of the greatest athletes to ever grace the UM land, a phenomenon in all the college game, by far, without question, the best in his position at the game.
Chill.
You guys started it, so I thought I might as well go all the way with it. So I understand why Storm Johnson transferred, but he's really talented. He's a really talented running back, and he's kicking ass at UCF right now. I like UCF. I'm rooting for them. And we've talked about this before. Louisville plays no good opponents whatsoever. The best opponent they're going to play all year is UCF. And UCF right now is ranked 26. Basically, they're not ranked, but they received the most votes of the teams that weren't ranked, so they're ranked 26. If UCF were to upset South Carolina, that would for sure get them ranked. And then if Louisville were to beat them pretty handily, that would then make Louisville look better and then make Bridgewater look better as far as his Heisman campaign and such. And, this game has this UCF South Carolina game, and obviously if South Carolina has 2 losses, I mean, that's 1 loss to a UCF. That'd be a huge upset. And it's big for UCF. It's important for South Carolina. They have to take that game seriously. And it's big for Louisville, too, because this is the only quality opponent Louisville's going to play all year. And if UCF gets ranked, it's better for Louisville. So
possibly Cincinnati. It depends on how they finish.
Fair
so
enough.
Maybe them.
Fair enough. But
that's it, though. Those 2. That's it.
So Louisville, yeah, but Cincinnati just got killed, apparently. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But fine.
So that's what I'm saying. Depends on how they finish.
So this game has far-reaching consequences, and we'll preview it next week because both teams are on bye this week. Canes had a bye this week. Don't really have much to talk about them. I guess we can now move on to the game. Markeem, I'll let you start, or do you want me to start with the apology?
I'll go.
Go for it. I'll finish.
The third quarter, what I thought was going to happen pretty much happened, and then TJ Yeldon fumbles and changed the game pretty much. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Johnny Football ball. He's the best college player in the nation. Debatably. But the best player on the field to me Saturday was Mike fucking Evans. Everyone's acting like oh, Johnny Football was so incredible and he did this and he did. Nah, Mike Evans destroyed Alabama. Like Johnny Football did what he did last year. Mike Evans did something I hadn't seen anyone ever do ever. to a big time. He averaged 40 yards a catch. 40 yards a catch.
Holy cow.
Jesus.
Yo, he went crazy. That was like a Calvin Johnson, Georgia Tech-like performance. Calvin Johnson used to do that. They throw him the ball not that often a game, and he averaged 50, 60 yards a catch because no one could keep up with him. But they hardly ever threw him the goddamn ball. It was crazy. But Mike Evans was bigger, stronger. He manhandled that entire Alabama secondary. He was, over, jump balls, deep routes, everything. He destroyed them. Just flat out destroyed them. Don't get me wrong. Johnny Football did his shit, though. He was incredible, minus the 2 picks, which were kind of important at bad times.
The first one fucking killed them, man. I thought that changed the game around the other way. Because A&M scores right there. They're up 21-14. And instead it's 21-14 the other way. And, it's just... And it was such an easy touchdown. And it was a dumb pick. That was real bad. Real bad.
I knew that somehow they would do what they need to do. Y'all need to understand. Y'all need to understand. I know the nation loves Johnny Football, loves and hates Johnny Football. He's the most polarizing figure in college football.
There was so much hate. There was so much hate at tailgating. So much hate.
But son, here's the thing. This is Nick Saban. This is AJ McCarron, a 5th-year senior quarterback. This is what I was talking about when I tell y'all there's nothing they can throw at this dude that he has not seen before. He has done everything you could possibly do in college football. That's why say whatever you want about the dude, but on a stage like this, he won't ball because the thing that this is why I love the sport. College football is dictated upon emotion, and when you have a 5th-year senior that has pretty much been at an elite program that has been wrapped up in every emotion that college football can convey, there's nothing you can throw at him. He's had tough losses. He's had close wins. He's had blowout wins. He's won championships. The dude has done everything you can do. Somebody was talking to me earlier today. I think they're totally wrong, but they had a point. If AJ McCarron wins another national championship and a Heisman finalist, top 2, you can make the argument he might be the best college quarterback of all time. I think that person is incorrect. But if someone said that, it's not that they're stupid, because you can make the argument. I think it's Tim Tebow. I think it's clearly Tim Tebow. But you can make the argument if he does all this. This is one, like, he might not be elite at the next level. I don't think he'll be anything, to be honest. Oh, well, I won't say that. I don't think he'll be anything special. I think in the right system, he'll help you win. But I don't think he'll ever be anything more than that. You know what I mean? I think he will be the guy that doesn't fuck. I think Greg McElroy could be the guy that doesn't fuck up, to be honest with you. And I think A.J. McCarron is the same thing. Like, he won't be anything more than that. You know, but we honestly don't even know, because he's always been around crazy, insane, elite
talent
teams. You know what I mean? Like do y'all see his receiving core? It's almost not fair.
Yeah.
Monty Cooper, fucking that freshman they got that was like the best freshman wide receiver in the nation. Fucking what's the other guy? I can't remember his name.
White.
But they have three. They have 3 wide receivers that could all be All-Americans by the end of the season.
Amari Cooper is a stud. That guy's incredible.
Yeah. T.J. Yeldon, in my opinion, is talent-wise the best running back in the nation.
Uh,
He's not playing that way, but yes, talent-wise,
he did on Saturday. He had one bad game, and I wouldn't even call it bad. It was just average against a very good defense, because Virginia Tech, you know, I will dust my shoulder off there. We have a really, really good defense, but A&M doesn't have a really good defense. But even still, did you see how he was running? Like, especially at that last drive before he fumbled, which was a monumental mistake. He was beasting. Like, he was just throwing them around. He made it look easy, that whole drive. That drive, like, he was
White.
like, I'm going to kill it.
DeAndre White is one of the receivers you're looking for.
There you go. I know Amani Cooper, DeAndre White, and then it's another one.
Norwood.
But you might be right. But all 3 of them could be
Kevin Norwood, Christian. How about Christian Jones, the guy that?
Yeah, Chris. There you go. Yeah, all 3 of them could be All-Americans by the end of the year. Norwood's good too. He's a good receiver. But yeah, like this team, I'm trying to tell everyone, this team will not be stopped. They have leadership where you need it. C.J. Mosley wasn't able to do much because he was never around the play. Like, it's not that he didn't show up; it's he was never around the play. Like, the play was always on the opposite side of him. They have him on defense, another senior. This team has all the tools. No one is beating them. Now, go ahead, one of you. It won't happen. It just won't. It flat out won't happen. Put that on my record. It won't happen.
I actually will jump on that too. I don't think anybody's beating them either.
You said the same shit about Notre Dame.
I said that last week. You said
the same shit about Notre Dame.
No, I said I never pick against Notre Dame. Remember, every week I was picking against them and they would win.
No, it was that one time. What was it? At Oklahoma, where you thought, I'm only picking them because I have to pick them, but I think they're going to lose. Yeah, that was about it. All right, fine. No one will beat Alabama.
Like, no one. If it hasn't happened, it's not going to happen. Like, A&M had the best shot. Johnny Football couldn't do it. It's a wrap. I'm sorry. Unless they just take a week off. That's the only way. The only people that, like, no one will beat Bama, but Bama may beat themselves. That's about it.
Georgia.
No.
Oregon?
No.
Clemson?
No. Oregon is smash.
Well, I don't know about that. Oregon would be the toughest matchup, though. Because last year, the thing that beat Alabama was the no-huddle. You know, the running quarterback does, like, hurt them. You know what I mean? And Marcus Mariota, he's not Johnny Football, but he's a running quarterback. And their offense is even faster than A&M's. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, I don't think that'd be a murder. I think that'd be a great game, but they're not going to win. It's just not going to win.
Phil, anything to add?
Yeah, I was just we were watching this. We had the hookup at tailgate, and I was watching I think we watched the first half. I think before we had to go in. Yeah, the first half, and I'm like 14-0 just out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but 14-0 quick. They scored the first 7 quick. And it's like 14-0 Texas A&M. I'm like, wow, what is this? You know, I think I literally tweeted, but my phone was about to die. But like I literally tweeted like, someone should call Alabama. They need to show. They haven't shown up yet. And then boom, 35 unanswered points.
You know, Phil, right when that happened, I was sitting next to like one of my buddies, and he was like, "Hey, I thought these were your boys." I was like, first off, these aren't my boys, and secondly, this is the first quarter. It's
right.
just, like when this game gets settled, when when they have a big play and the A&M fans shut up for a second, that's when the game will change, and that's exactly what happened.
And 35 unanswered points later, I'm like, well, this is a wrap. So then I go into the Gamecock game, and I'm checking the scores later, and I'm like, whoa, 49-42? What the heck happened? I'm like, dang. And I watch the highlights later and find out, but it's just crazy. It was just crazy to find out that game went that way it did. But anyways, that's all it is.
But I will say this, though. There's a good chance Johnny Football might win another Heisman. Like, he balled out, man. Like, he did. If he balls out for the rest of the season, it can happen. And more power to him. But I told y'all he wasn't going to win this game. Didn't I tell y'all that?
I had Alabama too.
Everybody that picked them, it was illogical. It was simply illogical.
Hey, fuck off! They only lost by a touchdown.
But it should have been more. The only reason it wasn't is because TJ Yeldon fumbled.
I can make the same argument that if Manziel doesn't throw the 2 interceptions, the game goes their way. Like, that's unfair. You can't just say Yeldon fumbles in the end zone. Listen. You have a machine that's a beast on the. It's like this. It's like, remember when the Spurs went cold in that game against the fucking Warriors, and I was like, I don't even want to count that, because when does this ever happen? That's how I felt seeing that. That dude fumbling in that position. Come on, man. Like the game, like Alabama outplayed them. He fucking fumbled.
Alabama minus 1 quarter. Alabama outplayed them. I don't hear nothing.
He fumbled in the red zone last year.
When?
Against them.
Whatever. I'm saying, like, maybe it's just like a cold sore or something. Maybe it comes around once a year.
I think it's really...
Maybe it comes around once a year, like a cold sore or something. But dog, that sure-handed and shit like that doesn't happen. They got outplayed. They got outplayed.
They did.
No, I'm not done. That game was a lot worse than that final score showed.
Yes.
And motherfuckers acting like, and then put up this amazing fight. Yeah, they did. They fought a lot harder than I thought they would. I'll admit that. But motherfuckers acting like, oh man, it could, they were banging right with Alabama. No, there was a stretch where they looked like they were inferior to Alabama on their own home field. If this team, like anybody else that plays them, ain't gonna have Mike Evans. I'm just saying. Like, he's the second. Oh no.
Right.
He's the second best wide receiver in the nation. A matchup problem for everyone. Nobody else has that dude. It's a wrap for everyone else. A wrap.
Do you think that he'll get drafted higher than Marquise Lee?
If Marquise Lee doesn't do anything else because Lane Kiffin doesn't know how to coach, then yeah. But
because Evans has that size, and I think a lot of NFL teams see a Calvin Johnson in him.
But I would say Lee has better hands, and he's probably faster. But on the goal line, he's gonna be a problem. Like in the red zone and the goal line and shit, it's gonna be a problem.
Okay, can I go now?
Yeah, go ahead, kid. I'm sorry. It just because I saw shit like that all since the game happened. Well, you got to give it up for A&M. No, I don't. I don't have to. No. But go ahead.
I think it's
and I like A&M. But go ahead.
I think it's a little, like I said, I already talked about how you can make the argument, Yeldon, that doesn't happen. Yeldon doesn't fumble. I don't think Johnny Football throws that interception in the end zone on a regular basis. It's unfair. I could throw that argument right at you, but we're not going to develop on that. At the end of the day, the score is the score. At the end of the day, they only lost by a touchdown. Yeah.
But you saw the game.
Was the game closer? Was the game not as close as the score indicated? Yes. But that doesn't make... No. Okay, just because the game is not as close throughout, that doesn't mean that they still, at the end of the day, when you look at the scoreboard, they still, didn't get crushed. I'm sorry. And you expected, and you...
No, hold on. I never said they get crushed. I said they get outplayed. And that's what happened.
You also said Johnny Football would struggle like he did in the last three quarters of the whole game. And that didn't happen.
Yeah, I did say that. Right. I'll give you that one. I give yeah. Mike Evans was there to bail him out. I give you that one.
Oh, of course. You're like Skip Bayless almost there.
No, this is being honest. No, this is being honest. Like
There's
when they were
out.
when
There's
they
your out
when
right there.
but I'm saying when they were getting outplayed, Mike Evans was like the best player on the field. But all anyone's talking about is Johnny Football. It's annoying me. It's like the Tebow thing. Like he was the best player on the field, on both teams, it's not fair. It's not fair.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm going to start with my apology to A.J. McCarron. As you all know, I'm not the biggest A.J. McCarron fan because I think, and whenever Markeem says all these accolades, and it's true, it just bothers me because it's the same thing that we were talking about with Brady Quinn before air. Like, not only does he have the best offensive line in the country, he has such incredible 5-star talent around him. And the reason people always ask, how do guys like Brady Quinn not succeed at the college level? How do guys like Matt Leinart not succeed at the NFL level? Or NFL level for Brady Quinn as well. With A.J. McCarron,
Matt Leinart, I get into that after you're done talking. Matt Leinart was something totally different, but go ahead.
And A.J. McCarron never, ever has a collapsing pocket. The dude never faces pressure. Ever. And in the NFL, you always face pressure every snap. That doesn't mean that you don't get sacked every snap. You don't get hurried every sack. But in the NFL, you have 2 to 3 seconds to throw that ball. And 3 might be too long. Or else you're in trouble. Like, there's constant pressure in the NFL. And when you never have that pressure, it's so hard to determine, is it really you or is it really your team? Like, could I take your backup, A.J. McCarron, put him in that spot, and could he do similar things? Because you face no pressure, ever. And that is so key. And I would argue it's almost detrimental to your NFL development to live in a college system like that because you're not prepared for what you see in the NFL, ever. And
I agree.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's just like, that's when everyone says, like, he's so good. Fuck, I don't know. How can I tell? It's unfair to judge. Let me talk about what I think a game manager is, because that term gets thrown a lot, and very people actually go out of their way to define it. In my opinion, a game manager is someone that will run the offense fine, won't make any mistakes. That's the key. Won't make any mistakes, won't turn the ball over, will keep everything smoothly running, but he will not make plays when they're not supposed to be made. He will not we need you in this situation to make something happen. He won't make it happen.
And he won't be the guy that'll be able to do that.
Like, the best example is Alex Smith in the NFC Championship game against the Giants. That dude was...
One touchdown, and they're in the Super Bowl. Just one. And he couldn't do it.
They were 0 for 16 on third down. 0 for 16. They just need you, Alex. We just need one play. Make one big play from us. And he couldn't do it. And that's why Colin Kaepernick's their quarterback. I think they knew that day that they see what Kaepernick does in practice, and they remember what Alex Smith did with the biggest light on him. And, couldn't work. That's why I think whenever, last year, whenever the 49ers lost, when Alex Smith was their quarterback, whether it be to the Vikings or to the Giants, do you guys remember, when they got destroyed by the Giants?
Yeah, I remember that.
And they got beat pretty handily by the Vikings, who at the time were the worst team in the NFL. Alex Smith.
Or so we thought.
Game managers can very rarely come from a big deficit because they just can't make those plays. And Alex Smith is one thing, and Andy Dalton is another, in my opinion. I like the dude a lot, but Andy Dalton just can't make plays when they're not supposed to be made. Like Joe Flacco in the playoffs last year. Whenever it was third down, 3rd and 10, he finds a way to scramble and he finds Dennis Pitta open somehow. Tony Romo. Say what you want about Tony Romo. That guy
He's a playmaker. He's a playmaker.
That guy makes
just
plays.
Not when it matters.
No, not when it matters in week 17.
There you go.
The week before, in week 16, it was 4th and 20. And he threw a touchdown to Jason Wynn to send the game to the overtime against the Saints. And no one remembers that. That was 4th quarter, 4th down, last play of the game, down by a touchdown, finds Jason Wynn in the end zone.
You're only as good as your last performance.
Unfortunately so. What have you done for me lately?
That's a real Skip Bayless quote right there.
No, but I'm just saying.
It's true, though. I mean, in most fans' eyes, that's what's
football is a what have you done for me lately sport. AJ. So that's what I think of Dalton. That's what I think of Alex Smith. With AJ, that's what I thought he was, especially after that Virginia Tech game, because once he faced a competent defensive line and he got pressured, he struggled. He only had 14 points on offense. He threw his first interception 14 pass attempts into the season, whereas last year it was 205 pass attempts into the season.
Why can't my defense just be that good? Well, you gotta.
No,
it's AJ.
I'm saying AJ faced a competent defense finally, or no, a defense that could a really good defense that could outmatch
I was
their
about to
offensive
say
line.
what?
A really good defense that could outmatch their offensive line.
Okay, I was about to play. He plays in the SEC, right?
Yes, you know what
Right.
I mean. But the offensive line last year, he still faced very little pressure last year because they had the best offensive line.
Greatest, in my opinion, top 3 greatest offensive lines of all time.
So here's my only problem, and I'll give the negative compliment before the positive. I won't be like Skip. I won't finally admit I'm wrong on AJ McCarron and then mention the negative side effect. I'll be a man. The thing is, in that A&M game, AJ McCarron faced no pressure the whole game. Zero. Zero. That's why it's really hard for me to all of a sudden just jump out and say, hey, you know what? AJ is that good after all. Because he did still face no pressure. And at the end of the day, Markeem, I think that's the key for the season. As talented as this team is, we don't know how good this offensive line is. They struggled against Virginia, and they played great against an A&M team that all week everyone said had an awful defense. Like, I want to see these guys go against a top-quality college football defensive line, and then tell me how good that line is. Then tell me how good A.J. McCarron is. Like,
Just wait till the SEC championship when we get there.
Of course. I mean, I'm just saying, like, put
Clowney.
I'm not saying Florida would beat them. I'm just saying, like, put Florida up against these guys. Then let me see how well A.J. McCarron's playing. But
better than your boy Stephen Morris did.
Fuck off.
I'm kidding.
Off.
He was really good that first half. Like, being honest. So, yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say, and I have questions about James Coley as a play caller, but I will say, A.J. McCarron was on. A.J. McCarron did impress me this game nonetheless, because even though he came back from a deficit last year, this year it just seemed like even whenever A&M would get a little momentum, like A&M would make it like a 14-point game instead of a blowout, A.J. McCarron just very calmly and very patiently, just the very next drive, boom, would score again. And it happened again. Every time A&M made you think that it wasn't a blowout, which happened frequently throughout the second half, A.J. McCarron would just step up, very calmly, drive down, get the touchdown, which is what the team needed. He needed to extend that game, and he did. And no matter, even when the lead was collapsing, A.J. McCarron's composure was the same throughout the game. He just marched down, got the touchdown to keep the game safe, and he did. And I tip my hat to him. Much respect, AJ. I am not ready to say he is 100% not a game manager, but he definitely can make some plays when they need him to, which is a plus. And he's a better quarterback.
No, I'll still say he's a game manager. It's just he's a senior. He's a 5th-year senior.
Yes.
He knows what to do.
He'll make some plays when they need him to, and most importantly, he never makes mistakes. And much respect. You're better than I thought. He's better than I thought he was. I was impressed. There's that. You see?
I'm proud of you.
That's how you
sound like me
apologize.
last week with Aaron Murray.
Murray.
I want to. That hurt to even say. Like, my stomach hurt saying all
You've been
that.
shitting on him for a long time.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah, but he played well. Can you imagine the another AJ McCarron, Aaron Murray SEC championship game, and they both like play amazing, and then we're just stuck here.
We both have to eat it then.
But seriously, I want to see Bama face a quality defensive line like this Ole Miss game. I mean, they have Robert Nkemdiche there. What happens if Robert Nkemdiche starts applying pressure? Is AJ McCarron throwing more picks? We'll see.
Nope.
We'll see.
Nope. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's Nkemdiche's also a true freshman. I don't expect him to cause too much impact, but I want to see him. All I know is once he finally didn't have the greatest offensive line of all time and he finally started facing pressure as a college quarterback, the mistakes started happening. like with Virginia Tech. That's all.
And it was only one game, the first game of the season.
But I'm saying that's our sample. That's our sample size. I apologize. I'm not taking back anything I said. That's why I wanted to mention that part before the compliment. So yeah, much respect to AJ McCarron. Good job. Boom. Done.
Phil, what you got to say? We talked. You said anything about it?
No, I already said my piece. Y'all good.
All right.
Okay.
Now we'll go to the
Just enjoying it.
Now we'll go to the NFL breakdowns very quickly. Markeem break down the Eagles, then Phil the Patriots, then me the Dolphins. Go.
We have a shitty defense. Like and what happened to the tempo that we had before? Like what happened to the let's run as many plays as we can like we were before? Because I guess you know, fucking Chip Kelly realized that Mike Vick is Mike Vick and LaShawn McCoy is LaShawn McCoy, and I can't do that all the time. So it is what it is, man. We just need to stop people. I think that Phillip Rivers deserves like damn near no credit because I'm gonna be a hater right now because his guys weren't even getting covered. Like, did you see the tackling on that last touchdown?
It was awful.
When they went up, did you see that bullshit?
I did. It was awful.
Yeah. So we still have no defense. I think the Redskins are just that bad. I don't think now I'm starting to see maybe we just suck on defense. But I do like the offense though. Like we are playing a lot better offensively. They're actually running the ball. So there you go.
Do you know that Week 1 game where LaShawn McCoy had those X amount of yards? That was the most amount of times the Eagles ran the ball ever since before Andy Reid was head coach.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. It's Chip Kelly's first game. He ran the ball more than Andy Reid ever did in his career.
And that made me smile.
Yeah, should. Props. Phil, Patriots.
Oh man. So first of all, I have to sit here and eat crow, even though we won. But I'll eat crow in the fact that I thought we were going to win by 14 points still because of the Jets, and that didn't happen. Because once again, I gotta get back in that. I gotta get in that mindset that Brady has absolutely no one to throw to.
Hey, he has one person.
Thank you, Julian Edelman. You're right, Big Red. He has Julian Edelman.
He has one. Exactly.
Outside of that, now I'll be nice. They're young receivers. It's going to take time to get chemistry and blah blah blah, all that jazz.
They're also undrafted receivers too.
Right, correct. I think there's some upside in Kimbrel. I'm not so sure about Dobson yet, but and I'll say this because I know that Big Rat's going to want to throw this in. Brady did miss Edelman on. I can't talk. Edelman on 2 throws that I know of from right off the top of my head. So I mean, I'm not saying it's all the receivers, but it's majority.
The deep ball on Dobson is the one.
You got to catch that. I knew you were going to bring that up.
Not that one. The one that fucking went out of bounds.
Okay. I know.
There's one that landed out of bounds, and the announcers are just like, "Man, this rookie Aaron Dobson really needs to pick it up." I'm like, "Fucking Tom Brady didn't fucking do it out of bounds."
I saw that.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
What kind of shit is that?
I remember which one you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the one he stretched out for.
No.
Okay. But anyways, point is, I mean, I just want to throw that out there so no one thinks I'm, Mr. Brady Dick Rider. I'm just saying, like, Brady's not perfect, but the point is, the problem is clearly receivers can't catch the ball. They can't, and it's also a communication thing. Like, you also got to think that, look, these guys have not had a whole lot of game time with each other, so it's going to take time. And it's going to be a struggle from week to week with that. Obviously, Amendola's, he's who knows when he's coming back. Gronk, I have to joke on my own, which I don't know if the Patriots were the ones that worded it like this.
Time out. Aaron Dobson's a second-round receiver. My bad. Apologies. Continue.
Yeah, Dobson's not undrafted.
Dobson's second round.
Kimbrel.
Shit.
This Kimbrel.
All right,
yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, but anyways, what was I saying? Dang it, kid. What was I saying? Dang, I just had it in my head. Gronk. It was about Gronk. So I don't know if it's the Patriots that worded it this way or if it's just the media in general. But the word out on the street now is that he's 50-50 for the game for the Bucks. Oh, so you're saying that he's either gonna play or he's not? Congratulations for that.
It's actually 30-70.
Whatever.
Albert Breer said, I know the reports are 50-50, but I have a source telling me it's closer to 30-70.
70 on the side of not playing?
Yep.
Okay. That sounds more reasonable. But I'm like 50-50. Okay, that's like stupid to say. Like, why you even say 50-50? That means like clearly every week it's 50-50. Either he's playing or he's not. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, point is we need Gronk back and we need him healthy. So to me, I say let him sit as long as he has to. If we can fork out little horrible wins while he's gone, I'll take it. we need him for the long haul if we want a shot at a deep playoff run at all, or even a playoff run. Period. So definitely getting Gronk back. You know, the Patriots aren't going to dive into free agency. Apparently, Brandon Lloyd's out there wanting to make a movie or something. I saw on First Take today. So he's not a factor. Something about a zombie. I don't know. I didn't pay. I turned it, but so he's not going to be in football. I don't think there's anyone else that New England's going to go out there and try to grab. I just think they're going to have to work with what they got. I think it's going to get. I honestly believe. I have faith, obviously, because of being a Patriots fan. I think they're going to get better. Get connections better throughout the season. It's going to get better, but point is just going to have. I mean, it's going to be rough. Point is, trust your running backs. We got depth there. Run the ball a lot more, and just kind of go from there. The game was sloppy. Nothing else more to say about it, and it's definitely not. I mean, you expect. You give. I think someone said, "Oh, you retweeted Omar Kelly." I'll throw this one out there. 2 minutes. You give Brady 2 minutes in the ball, and he doesn't do anything with it. It's totally different. So you expect Brady to just 2 minutes. That's like eternity. So it's different now. It's a different Patriots team. I'm surprisingly taking it well, but at the same time, like, give me some receivers.
I wish they would run the ball more, though.
Exactly. I don't understand why they have. I mean, the depth at running back is insane.
Because we have Tom Brady. That's enough. That's why. That's why.
I don't. That's not why, but
that's been their mentality for years about not developing a running game.
I mean, Phil, how can we say it's anything else though? Like it's logical to run at this point.
I'll say that's true. I'll say this. I think they are relying on Brady way too much. They're trying. I mean, that's clear when they don't sign. Oh, I'm gonna go on a rant if I start going this direction. Oh, pay the man! You've never heard me say that on the. You will have never heard me say this ever about Richard Seymour, Lawyer Malloy, tons of people down the list. That's just two that they come off the top of my head. But why? I still point to that. Like, that's one of the things I point to. I'm like, you know what? You got what you deserve. Like, I've seen. Or you're getting. I don't want to be harsh, but I'm saying like you're getting what you didn't pay for. In a sense, it's like. People are saying like, well, the Robert Kraft family. I've seen a couple people say it. They're pocketing the money. I'm not going that far, but clearly they're not. The money didn't go to what Brady. Brady takes a pay cut. He clearly wants you to get help, and it's like $1 million gets him to go Welker to go somewhere else when you could have wrapped him up. Like, of course, yeah, they don't know what Hernandez is going to do. I mean, you can't anticipate that.
He gonna be sitting in jail.
No. I'm saying this was before though.
Okay, all right.
Right. Like, so Hernandez doing that, then you don't sign Hernandez to that deal, and bam, Welker gets his money. Like, it's that simple. It's just like I think they did not realize how much it was. I think that the Danny Amendola trying to put all their chips in that bag is just stupid. Was stupid from the get go.
You don't just. You know what I'm saying? You don't just nudge 100 catches out the door, dog. That's just
no. It was to me. Honestly, it's I think it's our biggest mistake. Me being a fan is the biggest mistake I've seen us do ever.
I think.
Damn.
Since I've been a fan of this team, it's the biggest mistake. Like, I
think it was an age thing.
Now, granted, the Patriots have been known to stick to a guy too long at times. Look at the Super Bowl. I hate to bring it up. But 18-1, a lot of
18-1.
Yes, Big Red. The biggest problem in that game, we have someone who make a freaking tackle. Why couldn't nobody make a freaking tackle on Eli Manning? Because they're all old and they were all tired. I love Teddy Brisky. I love Junior Seau. But I'm just saying, look, those guys were tired by that point. They couldn't, we needed young, fresh talent at that point. And from that point, we had to make, it was forced for Belichick to go out there and start building a defense in Gerard Mayo and young guys like that. Chandler Jones, things like that, starting making pieces there. So now it's like got to get some offensive weapons. Free agent. I honestly think, I'm not sure what would have to happen, but I do think like the Patriots have to dive into free agency if they, especially if they miss the playoffs and they don't go after any top free agent wide receiver, which I'm not sure who would even be in that list. Something's like I would be legit pissed. Like it's time to dive into that. Like I know you don't do it. I know we don't do it. We're not a team that does it. I get that, but when you have young guys, you need a veteran on that team. Like that's what I'm saying. Like sign somebody now as a veteran. He doesn't have to get the targets, but sign him on the team. Help him, give him help. Like a Deion, I don't know if Deion Branch is even going to play football anymore, but I mean that would be a perfect thing. He's like, look, this is how me and Brady have chemistry. Let me show you how we, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. Like Julian Edelman.
Yeah, let me show you young kids what he does.
Right. This is what you need to do. I don't want to get these catches because I'm just here to be on the team. But you're the one that needs to get these catches, and this is how you do it. It's like I don't think Julian Edelman is that guy. Like I love him to death. He's great, but I don't think Julian Edelman is going to be that mentor type. So the point is, week by week, we just got to do what we got to do, and I'll get to the Bucs game later. But it's frustrating right now, Patriots fans. Anyone listening that's also a Patriots fan, but you just got to know they got to make changes, and we'll see if they were going to make the changes. See, and I don't mean they have to sign somebody. But
y'all need what Bomani Jones called the next Wes Welker. That's what y'all need to do.
That's a great video.
You ever see that video?
That video is fucking hilarious.
I hate that man. So I don't
he goes team by team and being like, "Look at this guy. He's white. He's the next."
Wes Welker. What about Eric Decker? He was like, nah, when Peyton Manning got to Denver, he saw that dude Demarius. So he was like, let me kick it with Demarius.
Everyone was like, oh, Eric Decker, he's going to be the guy that Peyton loves. Man, if I'm Peyton, I go, no, fuck that. What's your name? Demarius.
Demarius, all right.
I'm going to put that video in the description box. That video is incredible. You'll need to see
that video is hilarious, man.
I think the
also talking about the Chargers Eagles game earlier makes me miss Danny Woodhead too. Yes. Not return wise because that dude would like make me so mad
catching up backfield. Yeah.
But yeah, he was a nice piece. Considering Vereen's now hurt, so there you go. There's our replacement for Woodhead. So
here's what happened. I think that your boys, they greatly undervalued Wes Welker. They presumed that the catches were due to the slot position, not due to Wes Welker's abilities, and they just thought, look, the thing is in the NFL, you go with age and you go with cheap money. And Amendola, even though they're getting paid the same, but the mentality usually is, the reason the Dolphins get rid of Reggie Bush, Lamar Miller's younger, Lamar Miller's cheaper. That's the way the NFL goes.
Right.
Wes Welker's 32.
I think he's better.
Yeah, I do too. But Wes Welker's 32. Danny Amendola's 27. In our opinion, we put Danny Amendola right in Wes Welker's spot. He gets just as many catches, just as many yards, just as much productivity. And you know what? Maybe they were right, but he can't stay healthy, and they should have known that. And
it's a risk that you have that is taken in the NFL on a yearly basis, but it's just one risk that sometimes is going to come back and bite you.
No, they didn't want to admit. PWTR Charlie, our boy, me and Markeem's boy, we mention him a lot. He said it at the time, and I fully agreed with him. It was arrogance. And not just arrogance that we made Wes Welker's career. Arrogance in admitting that you have someone else on your team that's not Tom Brady or Bill Belichick that's contributing to the success. Arrogance in that we don't need to pay Wes $6 million. Because it's not Wes. It's us. We made Wes. It was arrogance. And it bit him in the ass. And look, I really do think, I remember that article last year. I hate to say this, Phil, but obviously I'm the biggest Tom Brady supporter on the planet. I showed Phil an article that some guy on ESPN wrote after the Patriots lost last year that said, I think the Patriots window for that fourth Super Bowl has closed. And logistically, Brady's only got, 3 years left? This being one of them?
Or 3 high-level years, I would say.
Yes. And
in most cases, most quarterbacks.
I hate to bring the stat up. I know you like to ride me for it, Phil, but it's true. His accuracy has gone down every year since 2010. It probably for fucking sure is going down this year. I think he has right now. He has one of the lowest accuracies in the NFL. I'm not blaming him for that, but I'm just saying his accuracy has been progressively going down. It's most likely going to go down again this year the way things are going. And the talent-wise, I mean, it's just not. It's not looking good right now. I mean, Dobson. Even if
the kid, he's like jizzing on himself right now. Like, Brady sucks.
Tom Brady,
he really is.
Tom Brady's one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. But I'm just saying, I really do think if there was another window, I think this year was it. We talked about it yesterday, Phil, about the Chargers. Or last week, we were like, the Chargers were the perfect, and that was a great point you made. Absolutely fantastic. When we were talking about what do teams mean when they say our window's closing. Look at the San Diego Chargers. They were contenders for years, and then all of a sudden, they're just irrelevant. It's LaDainian Tomlinson got old. He wasn't as good. Phillip Rivers started being more inconsistent. That's just how the NFL works. There's a natural roster churn of talent, and
Falcons are in that same situation.
Yeah, they are definitely. And
the only thing I would say about the Patriots I think their offense is going that way, but I think
defense is getting better.
Their defense is so it's kind of switching. So I think that could keep them more in the window if that makes any sense.
Definitely. But my problem is the worst part about all this is that not only do they have all this extra money and they have a shitty offense to show for it, but Tom Brady also took a big pay cut just so they could have a bunch of extra money. He can't be happy about that.
No, he can't. No, and I hope that doesn't mean we lose. But
it'd be one thing if
no, Phil, don't even think like that. I know what you were about to say.
I know.
That's not gonna happen.
Don't think like that.
That's not I
don't want to.
But I'm just saying, it's not like they went out. It's not like they went out and got Percy Harvin and Anquan Bolden. They took his pay cut and put it straight in their pockets. I'm not like, look, I don't want to imply that they're bad people. I'm saying that's what happened. They have extra money, and Tom Brady took a pay cut this year, the same year.
Right, they have extra money that didn't go anywhere. Right?
Look,
I would love to sit here and completely disagree with you.
I'm not.
But no. I'm saying I would love to sit here and say I would love to completely disagree with you. The point is I don't it sucks, but I don't I understand.
I understand that you agree.
Now you know how it feels. Now you know. Because
here's the thing: what y'all it's been said about Peyton before. Peyton had Peyton wasn't given any help, and it's now you say it about Dan Marino. So now it's I'm seeing it now. It's they're expecting Brady to go out there, hey, win us a championship, and that does not work that way.
No. And
I'm hoping Belichick it'll click and be like, oh, that's right, we can't just win with Brady. Bam.
Arrogance.
Hopefully.
It's been arrogance for 10 fucking years. I don't see it changing.
No, not 10 years. Not 10 years. No.
Close to it, but it could.
Man, he had receivers.
Yeah,
man.
he's had. This is the first year he doesn't.
No. I'm saying arrogant Belichick thinking that he and Brady are the reason, they're so successful.
Yeah. Like them throwing the ball 55 fucking times a game.
Right.
But look, I need to say this. Amendola not getting surgery for that hernia, I think was fucking stupid. Because I think he's just going to get hurt again.
But I saw your tweet too. I don't. The Patriots organization is not going to make him play when he's hurt.
I mean, no, but he knows there's pressure. He had to have seen that game and been like, damn, you know what? They need me.
But right, obviously something screwed up. He should fix it.
I think it's just bad in the long run. I mean, I think he's just going to get hurt again.
No, I agree. I think he should get it, but I was just commenting on that one part.
I mean,
he should.
But they think he's the difference between winning and losing games, and he might be. But I wouldn't have done it if I were him. But enough about the Patriots. That took too long. But yes, they're in flux right now. Dolphins, I'll say very quickly because we'll talk more about them in the 2-0 thing. Awesome performance against the Colts. I was very happy.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, listen. Your boy got stuffed. His fourth quarter comeback magic, and I thought it was happening. I was on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, Dad, we're better off having him score right now. 80-yard bomb to Reggie Wayne, and then we have our chance to come back and score. Because he always gets his fourth quarter comeback, always, no matter what. And I don't want him to waste all the clock. I'd rather him just score now. And my dad's like, no, if our defense really is as good as we say they are, if our defensive line is really as good as they say they are, we need to get a fucking sack to end the game now. And I'm like, yes, but Dad, he's Andrew Luck. He always gets his fourth quarter comeback. Didn't get it this time.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Didn't get it this time.
Jesus just ran out of holy water. That's all. It's okay.
Oh, wow.
It's all right.
He also faced one of the best defensive lines in the country, but whatever. But yes.
Cameron Sack, as I call him now, since playing with him in Madden.
Cameron Sack. But the Dolphins played really well. I'll talk more about the team as 2-0. I was very happy with the win. Fantastic. Those are the wins that we haven't had in the past 10 years. Beating playoff teams. Not good teams. Not teams at or above 500, teams with a playoff track record, and that's the Colts. I can't remember the last time we've beaten the Colts. It's probably been years. I don't remember us ever beating Peyton Manning. So, props to Andrew Luck, but on this day, you can't deny this, Markeem. I'm not saying Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback, but on that day.
Oh, okay. On that day, for 3 hours, that's right, for 3 hours of a 24-hour day, okay, he was better. All right. For 3 hours of his entire life, his entire meaningless life. 3 hours. Right. Nah, let me say. I actually like Tannehill. NFL Tannehill has been a lot better than A&M Tannehill. So yeah.
So we'll talk more about the Dolphins at 2-0. I just want to say, good job on the win. Very happy with that. Next, we'll move on to two games very quickly. We got Seattle 49ers, Chiefs Cowboys. Markeem, what did the Seattle 49ers game tell you, if anything?
Those are, when they want to be, two of the nastiest defenses this side of the Mississippi. Good God, that was some hard hitting, and oh my, I feel like JR is just saying that. Why ain't stop me? But but yeah, like, oh man, that was a hard hitting, just nasty game from what I saw. I was too busy watching Breaking Bad, but from what I saw, it was a hard hitting game, man. And Colin Kaepernick just struggled against that secondary, and he was getting knocked around too. Like those were elite defenses, though. Like that was fun from what I saw.
Yeah, and they played really well.
I feel like they're about even, though. I feel like this game showed me that. See, right now Seattle's a little bit better. That's what it should.
But that home advantage is so big. Like playing at Candle, the difference of the home field advantage could decide which team goes to the Super Bowl. Honestly. Like, because playing at Candlestick, Seattle is not completely different on the road, but
it's completely different. I
think it's in Candlestick, fine, but Seattle road struggles I think are a little over talked about. Last year they put up 50 points on the road against Arizona. Like, I think people kind of
Arizona has a good defense.
I think people kind of exaggerated a little bit, but the fact that it's not in Seattle, they'll definitely give 49ers an edge. I don't know why people are all of a sudden down on the 49ers and down on Kaepernick. I guess that's just mainstream people for you. But
it was just one game.
It changes from week to week. That's how people are.
But I was very impressed with Richard Sherman. I mean, obviously I know how good he is, but that game he was fucking unstoppable.
I was just about to mention that, because for those that don't know, Anquan Boldin had 13 receptions, 208 yards, and a touchdown week 1. What do you have week 2?
Nothing.
1 catch, 7 yards. Now, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know if Sherman was on him the whole game, but I assume with that stats.
Yeah.
From what I was watching, he was on him.
Yeah. So that,
to me, I watched the rest of it.
And I don't see Anquan Boldin as like a top receiver. He's great and everything, but to me, that showed me a lot about Sherman, which I did. I had my doubts a little bit about. Like, obviously, I knew he was a top corner, but after that game, it's like lockdown.
Say what you want about
he might be the best in the game now. Terrell, step your game up.
Incarcerated Bob. Say what you want about Incarcerated Bob, but he's a diehard Jets fan and kind of biased towards the Jets. He tweeted after the game, I admit it, Sherman's better than Revis now. And it might be.
Does he have a new Twitter account? Because I heard the last one got banned.
It got banned, but his new account got re-brought up.
I just had to say that.
So you go. It got banned by Ole Miss, so you know.
Yes, I know.
But I was very impressed with Richard Sherman. And Marshawn Lynch started to pick up for me in fantasy football. That dude kind of saved my weekend. He had 3 touchdowns, I believe. And Russell Wilson's my fantasy football court. Russell Wilson, this is part that I feel is getting under talked about. Russell Wilson's been struggling this season, and I don't think too many people are paying attention.
And I'm benching him this week too.
Now, granted, he played Carolina and San Francisco, arguably 2 of the top 5 defensive lines in the country. Like I get it, like I understand, but I just don't understand why everyone's burying Brandon Weeden, and no one's talking about how much Russell Wilson has been struggling because he's
on the Browns.
That's true. I'm just saying Russell Wilson started this game 0 for 6. I think by halftime he had 1 completion.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Like, he started off terrible.
I needed him to get 10 points, and I was scared.
I don't know if this means anything. All I'm saying is I chose Russell Wilson over Andrew Luck in my fantasy football team because Russell Wilson has a lot of rushing yards. And I'm just saying, obviously it's week 2. I'm not going to make any bold statements, but that story deserves to have an eye on it, whether or not Russell Wilson's play is coming down this year. But he's still 2-0.
Right.
Not a big deal.
And wins all that matters.
The Chiefs. Phil, you have on your record the Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs. They're 2-0. What do you have to say?
I have to say this. They beat Dallas. I know that I'm not trying to say Dallas is a very talented team, but I wanted to say they beat Dallas. Dallas lost to Seattle last year before Seattle was stuck out. They got killed, with a blowout.
So you said that at the time. This is the problem with the Cowboys. They lose these games.
They lose those type of games. Granted, we lost the Seahawks too, but I'm just saying, like, Dallas does this. Now, I don't want to knock Kansas City. Andy Reid's doing a great job there. I think I don't know if the ultimate test is this Thursday, but we'll get to that game. But I think Kansas City, I'm impressed somewhat at 2-0, but I think it's way too early. People need to jump off that bandwagon. They beat the Jags, people. Second week they beat Dallas. That's a good win for them, even though I say what I say about Dallas. But let's see how they do when they have to play Peyton twice. That's going to be the ultimate test.
Fair enough.
Not saying they should win those games, because really I don't even know anybody can beat the Broncos. I'm not saying they're going undefeated, but
I understand.
Right, that's just what we'll get to Broncos in a minute. But.
Markeem, do you have any comments on the Chiefs, or do you want to wait till we preview the game this Thursday for that?
The Chiefs are really, really good, man. Like, defensively, that's a really good team. Like, they had a bunch of Pro Bowlers last year, so we knew they could play defense. And I'll give Alex Smith a little bit of credit. Yeah. Even though I don't think he's balling, like I've been seeing people say, like Colin Kaepernick had a bad game against one of the best defenses in football, and then people are like, "Well, I bet they wish they kept Alex Smith." Not shit like that. I've been reading.
That's
just been giving me a stomach ache. How dumb that is.
One dude who I like tweeted the other day, "I can't help but feeling that if Alex Smith had played on that Niners team last year, they win the Super Bowl."
Are you serious?
Yeah,
they're not even in the Super Bowl.
I like that. I like that dude too, and that's why I'm not gonna embarrass him by mentioning him here.
No, embarrass him.
He deserves that.
No, he's a good kid.
Well, if you hear this video,
was it
that's
trademark?
The dumbest thing I've heard in a long time.
It's not trademark.
No, it's not. No, you would embarrass him, so it's not trademark.
But whatchamacallit? Alex Smith last year in the Super Bowl alone, Alex Smith doesn't overcome 20-point deficit. Did you just not hear our analysis of a game manager? He can't. He is not able to come back from a deficit that large.
The thing is Alex Smith is doing better with the Chiefs than Matt Castle did, and that's what people.
For Andy Reid.
So people were thinking, "Oh, Alex Smith must be this awesome quarterback." No,
he has talent, and Andy Reid knows how to make a quarterback. I still feel like that. I think he's getting a little bit of help because, he only had 25 pass attempts the last game. He actually ran the ball. I don't think it's just Andy Reid calling it.
He actually had 36.
Oh, my bad, 36. What about the game before? One of them games, he had like 20-something.
I'll look it up. But
I have it right here. I can check it.
Are you saying Andy Reid is actually running the ball?
That's what it appears to be, from what I'm looking at.
Well, he's got a stud in Jamal Jones.
Smith had 34 the game before.
Oh, but still, that's a good number for Andy Reid, though. That's my point.
Yeah, it is. That is true.
It is. I think that Alex Smith is perfect for Andy Reid. Like, put Alex Smith on that team last year. Take away those Michael Vick turnovers, those first 6-7 games.
Stop it.
No. I'm not saying your team makes the playoffs. All I'm saying, some of those games that you guys lost.
5-11? They're 5-11 now?
I'm saying that stretch, like that game against the Browns, isn't as ugly at all if Alex Smith is the quarterback. Because Alex Smith ain't going to throw 4 interceptions. That's just not going to happen. Right? Do you understand that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but 5-11, okay. that team was bad. They would have found a way to lose.
But they were Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, you picked them. I couldn't believe that shit. Couldn't believe that.
Hey, we've been over this. Smart, you said kid, but it's not just you. Smart, intelligent people that I know.
Picking the Eagles, like a lot of them, a lot of people, almost like they were favorites. So I was like, what is going on?
You were like, our team's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, people,
Like most Eagles fans, we knew it was like we're gonna suck. I don't get this.
well, I think because the season before, you guys had a rough start, but you ended pretty strongly. Didn't you win like 4 of your last 5 or 5 of your last 6?
No, we won the last 4.
Yeah, that's
Like
why.
in general.
That's why people thought, oh, they figured things out now.
No, oh no.
All right, fine, because Michael Vick sucks. Anyways, yeah, props to the Chiefs. They're now the Dolphins' threats for that wild card race. But I've been impressed with what Andy Reid's done there. You could tell that a change of scenery is good for him, and that's why this Thursday's game is real interesting. But before we get into the weekend preview, 2-0 teams and 0-2 teams. There are 7 teams that are 2-0. It is the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Texans, the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Texans, the Broncos. Thank you. The Saints, the
Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Did I miss the Chiefs? All right, hold on. Let me do it division by division. It's easier. Yeah. Dolphins and Patriots, Broncos and Chiefs, Texans, the New Orleans Saints, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Chicago Bears.
That's right.
Those 8. In the AFC alone, Phil, with Dolphins, Patriots, Broncos, Chiefs, Texans, who's legit? Who's not legit in your opinion?
Legit.
By legit, I mean like surefire playoff contender or very close to like
legit
making the playoffs. Yeah,
legit playoff contender. I would say all of them, but Kansas City and Kansas City. All of them. I don't say like I think it's too early for me to say Kansas City. I still, like I said, I have them on the record. They won't make the playoffs. So I gotta see them pull out a bigger win than against Dallas. I know it's Dallas, but I gotta see. Maybe we'll see. Maybe Thursday don't impress me. I don't know. We'll see.
That's not that big of a win. But
it's not. No, and I don't think it would be any bigger than Dallas. But at least I get to see Kansas City.
I think it'd be bigger than Dallas because it's not. It's on the road. Dallas was at least in.
Yeah, and Arrowhead. See, that's another point too. That's another reason why.
Okay. Okay, but it's still not big.
No, I agree with you.
I'm not saying it's bigger than Dallas. Was Dallas a good win? Yes. This is better than a good win.
But as far as legit, I mean, New England's legit. Miami's legit. I think Miami is the front runner for the wild card, especially now after a win against the Colts. Houston might be the most questionable one in that whole group outside of Kansas City. It's a division opponent in Tennessee, but they've struggled twice now. Against the Chargers, it had to come back and had to beat the Tennessee Titans in overtime. So I want to see how they do against a team that's going to make the playoffs. Like it's going to be difficult. I'm interested on that one. One thing I do want to say about Denver, real quick, and I know it's really early, but Denver's 2-0 and they're unstoppable. It seems like now. But I've said this on Twitter. Doesn't it always seem the number 1 paper champion never wins the Super Bowl? They may get there, and I picked Denver to win the Super Bowl.
Saints.
Right. So, Saints. That's the exception. That was the one, and I knew that was going to be the first one that got brought up. But outside of that, it hasn't happened. It doesn't happen very often.
In a while.
And in fact, the Patriots have been like twice out, and it hasn't happened. They didn't win it. That's true. Will they win it? I just wanted to mention that it's early. I'm not saying I picked Denver to win it, but I'm just saying like it just seems like, and it seems like this year. I mean, I think Trey Wingo just said on NFL Live today is like the most close games or something along those lines. It's like
it's the most games decided by 7 points or less.
Bam, there you go. So I think that has something to do with Denver too. But anyways, it's early, so I just wanted to mention that. But
Phil, Marquine, the AFC teams.
I think all of them are legit, to be honest with you. I think all of them could make the playoffs. All of them are really good. Denver obviously being the best, but I think all of them could make the playoffs.
Oh, one thing I do want to add, I just thought about this too, and this is about my Patriots. I do think we're only 2-0 because we played the Bills and the Jets.
Cool.
I'm actually willing to admit that.
Newsflash.
Wow. Wow. Did that just come out of Phil's mouth?
I know. I'm changing, man. This is weird.
This is a wonderful time to be a fan of YouTube Take. Just ignore all the Patriots talking last year, both on my end too. I will admit, just a lot of bias on both sides. Very little clear information.
I was the only voice of reason. In
right. That's true.
Marquine, actually, I'll tell you, Phil. I know your answer. Marquine, who is the worst of these 2-0 teams in the AFC in your opinion?
Right now,
Or, right now, by season's end, whatever you want to say.
By season's end, I guess the Chiefs, because there's so much unknown about them, I guess. But Phil, don't get mad. But the way things are going, I wouldn't be shocked if it was the Patriots.
I can't argue that. I want to, with all that's in me, but I can't.
But, it's just too much unknown about the Chiefs, though, man. The Patriots still got Tom Brady. Until I see, a team with him on it just completely crumble, I won't believe it.
Obviously, I think all teams are really good. I mean, some of these teams are my favorite teams in football. Obviously, the Dolphins are my blood. The Texans are my team. The Dolphins are my blood. The Texans are my team. I love the Dolphins pretty much more than anything on this planet right now. The Texans are...
More than your mama?
I was about to say.
Fuck off. They're my favorite thing to... If I had to pick right now something to entertain myself, it would be to watch a Dolphins game. Like, I like Dolphins more than Breaking Bad.
I was about to say, so if your mama's hanging from a bridge and Ryan Tannehill is, you gonna let go of your mama and save Tannehill? That's what.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie.
We need him. He's a franchise guy. We need him.
I better not say that. I better stop. I was gonna say if my mom is hanging and Brady's hanging, I'm gonna have to.
You would think about it, wouldn't you?
That's horrible. That makes me sound like a horrible person. I'm just kidding.
Anyways, the Dolphins. I love the Dolphins to death. I also really like the Texans. I support them. I want to see them win. Although I won't admit, in my opinion, the Texans have not looked the best. They don't. But hey, Matt Miller said it best. They don't start well, but they finish well in this league. That's all that matters.
And you know what? I'll say this too. How many years has it happened where a team hasn't looked great and they're overlooked, and then they come playoff time they play like beast because they have the talent to do so. So Houston has the talent to do that. I'm really willing to admit that.
Houston may be the most well-rounded team of all the teams I've just mentioned until Von Miller comes back. Fair enough?
And Champ Bailey.
And Champ Bailey. Yeah. Because without those two, then the Texans are the most well-rounded team of anybody else here. I could argue the Dolphins, but that offense is too... Tannehill's been playing well, but it's still
too much unknown about them.
I still say Denver.
Most well-rounded, not best.
Well-rounded. Look at who they have.
Denver's defense.
You still say Denver?
Denver's receiving core is 20 times better than Houston's.
Name one player on the Denver's defense that's not Von Miller or Champ Bailey.
Dang, you're gonna throw me off. Rogers Camardi.
Okay.
Good job pulling that out of your ass, Phil.
This seems like there's somebody else on that too.
That was the name I was going to go to.
I almost said Dumerville, but I forgot he's in the Ravens.
I could throw at you Brian Cushing, J.J. Watt, who are,
But J.J. Watt's just another guy.
And let's not forget Ed Reed.
Let's not forget Ed Reed.
Y'all missed that, but...
Yes, I heard that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Phil one time on Twitter said that J.J. Watt got exposed in the Patriots game.
He did.
That was the term he used, exposed. He didn't say J.J. Watt is still great, but he's not as down as I thought he was. He said he got exposed.
That was just a word I said. That's not what I meant.
Fuck you. But anyway,
no, I'm joking because I think the reason why I say J.J. Watt's just another guy. It seems like I saw you tweet about that the other day or something.
But anyways, the Texans need to start playing better in the first quarter. As someone said, Wade Phillips' defenses just struggle a lot in the first half, and that's why you have a lot of these comebacks. But when the Texans are playing the Patriots last year, the reason they get killed is because they get so far behind early that they just can't. They don't. By the time they make the comeback, it's too late. People forget that Texans Patriots playoffs game. The Patriots at one point were just murdering them, 38-10 or 38-13, and the Texans made it closer than it seemed. I mean, made it closer than it actually was. They were only down by 10 by one point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
it was too late. That's the problem with Wade Phillips' defenses. They go down by too large a deficit.
And Wade Phillips has the worst name in football. Wade.
Wade.
I hate that name.
Oh, man.
But yes,
I don't know. It's better than Ashton Yabuti.
I mean,
Ashton. Hate that.
Yabuti.
Now, I think the Texans beat the Patriots right now, just because I don't think the Patriots have the manpower to put 40 points in a half. But I think they get killed by the Broncos, conversely. So we'll see with them. But yeah, all teams are good. All teams will do really well.
And the point is, and the bottom line about the Patriots.
Oh my God.
Texans. What? No, it's like bottom line about.
We've talked about the Patriots.
I know.
Lot.
Shut up. The bottom line about the Patriots, Texans, Chiefs, all these teams. Bottom line is they got the win, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Like that's what when it comes down to it. That's what it matters.
They're 2-0. Then again, so were the Eagles last year.
But the Bills started off 4-0 one year too. So
they did that multiple years. They were like multiple years. They were like 4-0, 5-1, 6-1,
and didn't make the playoffs.
Collapsed. Yeah. But the Eagles started out 2-0.
Remember the Lions were doing that a couple times too.
Yeah. Hey, the Cardinals last year.
I forgot.
The Cardinals are 2-0 against the Lions and 0-13 against the rest of the NFL. Because they started out 4-0, lost the rest of their games. The only game that they won was the Lions game, and then they beat the Lions last week.
We lost that team last year. Shaking my head.
But I'm just saying, anything can happen. But NFC, very quickly, Markeem, Bears, Saints, and Seahawks. Best, worst out of that bunch.
The worst is clearly the Bears. Like,
what? I thought you were going to say the Saints. Continue.
I'll tell you why. Because the Saints, I trust their offense enough to just outscore people. What I'm waiting for Jay Cutler to just disappear like he always does. Like that's what he does every year. Like there's only one person I know that's like super high on Jay Cutler, and that's Skip Bayless. And that's Skip Bayless.
And Brandon Marshall, because he's Mr. Fourth Quarter to him.
Like that, like it always happens at a certain point in the season. He starts to fuck up. I expect it to happen this year. What's going to change my mind?
Mark Trestman.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't think about it.
Should I put something on your record about Jay Cutler?
Not yet.
All right. I just think Mark Trestman is a quarterback guru, and I think he's going to improve Jay Cutler. And I think come like playoff time, we're going to have you on air saying, I owe an apology to Mr. Jay Cutler.
We'll see.
That's a little steep. But
that'll be the day right there, boy.
I know you've been down on him forever, so
since his senior year at Vanderbilt. That's how long.
Why?
Because he does this every year. Starts out extremely hot and then disappears. Do you know he was the lone Heisman candidate far and away his senior year at Vanderbilt? Was last year at Vanderbilt. I think he was a junior.
Wow.
And then he started throwing picks. He's Jay Cutler, man. That's what he does.
By the way, very quickly.
Is this like he? Oh, I'm winning. Oh, I'm bored.
yeah. Let me fuck up a bit. Let me make things harder for myself. Yeah, let me do that.
Very quickly, what were your thoughts on Matt Leinart that we talked about? Why he's different than?
Yeah. He didn't take football serious.
Yeah.
Like, he got drafted and started partying and shit when everybody said he's a genius on the field, which he was. Like, did y'all see something like the plays he would make for Jim Tressel and stuff? That wasn't just the system. That dude, he knew football. You know what I mean? It's just he didn't have an arm. And he never tried to adjust to the speed of the NFL. And he was too busy out partying, getting high and drunk, and it caught up to him.
Fair enough.
That like he was the epitome of a character issue.
Yep.
That's why people fall in draft stock because of their character. Manti Te'o. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's shit like that. Because Matt Leinart, I don't care what anybody says, that was a talented dude.
Fair enough. 0-2 teams. No, Phil, I forgot you. No, Markeem, we didn't finish with you. Can we just all say that the Seahawks are the best 2-0? Like, come on.
Yeah.
In NFC, yeah.
Phil, do you agree with Markeem or do you agree with me?
By default, I agree with Markeem because of the fact that with him, I trust the Saints offense more. Sean Payton, Drew Brees combo is back, and as much as I think it was last season, I had Chicago preseason. I had Chicago going to the Super Bowl, and they went 7-1, and then Jay Cutler.
Both of y'all did something retarded.
I had
Eagles and
Bears.
They started 7-1.
God, what's wrong with y'all, man?
But look, I'm not gonna make
Bears. That was my Super Bowl.
But look, to go with Markeem, I'm not gonna make that mistake again. Chicago, you got to prove something to me when it matters. So y'all can go 8-0, 9-0. Doesn't matter. Let me see you come playoff time. Make the playoffs.
it's pretty ironic that you predicted Chicago to go to the Super Bowl, and then they became the team that fell under your a 10-16 will not make the playoffs category.
Right.
Just
There you
saying.
go.
But yeah, Markeem, how do you
Oh,
think?
that's hilarious.
Eagles Bears was my Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
Is it worse than what's his name? That your boy, the guy that's on Numbers Never Lie.
Dude, Mike and Mike, picked the
No,
Chiefs last year.
The former Eagles player. What's his name?
That is not my boy. Hugh Douglas was my boy when he wore a jersey for us. That's when he was my boy. He's so stupid.
His Super Bowl last year was Eagles Jets.
God, man.
Arguably the two biggest disasters in the NFL last year.
Mike Greenberg was like Chiefs somebody. Chiefs Niners, I think, which is not as bad as Jets Philly, but
A lot of people were high on the Chiefs last year.
which is crazy.
Romeo Crennel, that's why. All right, that team would have been really. That team last year wasn't as bad as the record.
Where did he come from? Oh yeah, that's right.
Romeo Crennel's just a shitty fucking head coach.
Yeah, he just shouldn't be a head coach. He's a phenomenal defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
though.
every coordinator from New England should never be a head coach.
I'm just saying, put like one of these regular head coaches on that Chiefs team last year, they'd probably win 6, 7 games, 5, 6 maybe. But like they would have won 2. They're not as bad as the record said. But yeah, I pretty much agree. Except I have the Saints as the worst, the Bears is the best. I don't know. The Bears just look really good. The Bears beat 2 playoff teams in a row. You know, that's. I look at strength of schedule. I look at strength of schedule.
Vikings by default.
I look at strength of schedule when I do this. Like the Patriots beat the Bills and the Jets. The fucking Texans beat the Chargers and the Titans. You know, like the Bears went out and they beat 2 playoff teams. And Jay Cutler had 2. That last one was great. 2 great fourth quarter comebacks. We'll see when he starts to suck. All right, fine. But hey. That's just my thoughts. 0-2 teams, historically, 0-2 teams typically do not make the playoffs. I think the last team that was 0-2 and made the playoffs was the Giants, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl that year, ironically. But since then, it hasn't happened. There's quite a few 0-2 teams in the NFL at the moment. Once again, we'll start with the AFC and move our way down. We have the Jaguars, the Browns, the Steelers, and who the fuck am I forgetting? Oh, the Jaguars.
No, you said that.
The Jaguars, the Browns. Don't tell me. The Jaguars, the Browns, the Steelers. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it for the AFC.
Fine, go. Phil.
All 3 suck. They're all going to be top draft picks next year.
Damn.
One thing I will say, that was quick. I know.
That was amazing.
But I will say this about Pittsburgh. You know, they're. You want to talk about window? Like, not that saying that they were a championship team last year or even recently, but that window that might be a whole new team soon.
Oh, that thing's shut, man. That window's bolted down and boarded up.
Oh, Steelers?
Barbed wire wrapped around the bars and shit.
Yeah, they looked terrible yesterday.
Almost to a point.
That's a prison window right there.
Almost to the point. It's early, and I'm hesitant to say this, but almost to a point. I almost think Big Ben might be playing elsewhere soon. That's crazy to think, but.
That's interesting.
Kind of like he's like, you know, he said Andy Reid needs a fresh start. He might be that guy. He might be a quarterback that needs it, but we'll see.
We like you in Philly. Come on, Big Ben.
What?
We like you over here.
Big Ben can't run that offense because he can't run.
Look.
You see what I did there?
I would trust him in like people are getting too hype off Vic too early. This is very early, people. Very early. He always starts out quick. Let's calm down.
He was 2-0 last year.
Let's just chill.
All right. Phil, Jaguars, Browns, what? They just suck? No hope?
I mean, I don't want to say the Browns suck, but the Browns, as long as they have Brandon Weeden, yeah, that's not happening.
Markeem.
Top 10 pick for them. They're not making the playoffs. And Jacksonville might not even win a game.
Hey, I don't know about that. Oh, they'll win a game, man. I don't know about that.
They may win a game, but there's legit not another team I would say is worse than them.
I will say, I mean, they looked awful. Like, they can't move the ball, man, at all. Like, at all.
Went down again, eh?
Alex Smith put up 28 points on their ass. Like, But continue. Go, Marquine. Steelers, Browns, Jaguars. Thoughts? Any of them have hope?
I don't think any of them make the playoffs. I don't think the Browns are a horrible team. I just think that they have a horrible coach.
You don't like wow. You don't like
Trent Richardson barely touches the ball.
That's true. That's a good point.
Like how does this happen?
2 games in, you call Rod Chudzinski horrible?
Yeah. Nigga, give Trent Richardson is like one of the, and well, not to me, but to a lot of people, one of the best running back prospects we've seen in a long time. And he don't touch the ball. I'm just saying.
Hey, can we go put a Chudzinski on our hot seat? It is the Browns, after all.
Yeah, they'll fire you after a season. So yeah.
You're the Browns. You suck.
But defensively, by default, they compete because they have talent.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with coaching. It's just a really talented defense.
I don't understand why they fired Pat Shurmur. You're the Browns.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
You're the Browns. You suck.
Like yo, can we all admit that was like one of the most competitive 6-10 teams of all time?
Yeah.
Hey, the Raiders.
That team made everybody work.
They started out 0-4. They finished 6-6. Yeah.
Hey, the Raiders went undefeated in their division, and dude gets fired. So
that was classic.
That's classic Al Davis.
Hugh Jackson one was worse. They were 1 game away from the playoffs. Oh, let's just fire Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was bullshit. He's a good coach. But yeah, no hope for the Browns. No hope for the Jaguars. Markeem, Steelers. Do you think they'll be under 500 this year?
Yeah, it's looking like it.
They lost Pouncey for the year, by the way, too.
And Larry Foote.
Oh God.
They have no offensive line.
Yeah, man, it's looking like it.
They have no talent. That offense, big. Talk about guys that have to do everything.
And no running back.
Big Ben is doing everything. Legitimately.
And he's going to get hurt because he can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, his line is worse this year, too. A fucking guy that they cut is getting playing time.
Right.
And I like Jonathan Dwyer, but they cut his ass. And now he's getting playing time. Like, this is ridiculous. But, yeah, and hey, like Walter Football tweeted, the Jaguars don't have a bad quarterback situation. They have a franchise quarterback named Teddy Bridgewater. But I will say, I do feel bad for Gus Bradley. The Jaguars are one of the least talented teams I've ever seen in my life. Like, they can't do anything. And now Jones Drew is hurt. Like, they can't.
Do you think they have a Pro Bowler this year?
No. None.
MJD was their only shot.
Yeah. Maybe, okay, I do think everyone's being all down on them. I do think we should wait till Justin Blackman comes back. He was their leading receiver last year. That kind of does matter. But same with the Browns and Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon's a big deal for that team. And when Josh Gordon comes back, expect Richardson to see the ball less.
Which doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
And one thing, and I hate to bring it up, but I want to say this because I thought about it. For those that, and this is from a Tebow supporter, for those that think that they should sign Tebow, just think of this for just a second. If Bridgewater is the big talent everybody thinks that he should be, and as much as Tebow may win you a game or a couple games, it may make you relevant, it's going to still put you in a spot where now you're the fifth through seventh pick maybe, at best case scenario, and so then you can't get him. So then, you know what I'm saying? So
I say this: you sign him, and you let him play like here and there. So at least you sell tickets while you lose.
Right. Yeah. You don't let him win.
Because I know what everyone's been. I've heard some people say.
Markeem, you pull him in the fourth.
I've heard some people say.
That would give Skip a field day.
Oh my God! Have Tim Tebow play the first 3 quarters.
And pull him.
Arguably the worst NFL quarterback ever. The first 3 quarters, and then put Chad Henne, arguably the worst fourth quarter quarterback of all time, in the fourth quarter. That's a surefire way to not win any games. But I'll say this. Some people have been saying, they can't sign Tebow. Tebow might accidentally win for them, and they need Bridgewater. I've been there. not just when your team sucks. When your team sucks for a long time, as a fan, it's pretty miserable. Like, everyone's been saying, oh, Jacksonville shouldn't feel so bad. They got Teddy Bridgewater coming up. It sucks, man. It sucks being made fun of every week.
And who's to say that Bridgewater? I mean, you just can't. Like I told Markeem, because in the argument.
Bridgewater ain't luck.
Well, like I said, in the argument when I said
no,
with luck, Markeem, and you can reinstate this for everybody else. You said luck is the only exception when I said that people can fall.
Like guys like Luck, Elway, Manning, coming out with like crazy, like off the charts, like like prospect grades. Then yeah, but like Teddy Bridgewater don't have that. I mean, he's a very good prospect. Like, that's not worth taking a risk on, in my opinion, like that. Like Andrew Luck, and this is not me dick riding. This is just being honest. He was the highest touted prospect since John Elway. Like, even more so than Peyton Manning. Like, it was him. So I'm just saying.
It sucks. Like, and I can hear people are making fun of the Jaguars fans. Look, I get it. They just want their season to be fun. They don't want to sit there in misery watching an awful team every week.
They want something to root for, and Tebow's a guy they can root for.
Tebow gives them something to have fun. Let them have fun. Honestly, I don't see them winning more than 2 games right now.
I don't even see them winning.
So what's the downside? Look, if Tebow's terrible, okay.
You really think they're gonna go 0-16?
No, they're gonna get 1. I'm gonna give them 1 because 0-16 is so rare.
To be fair, we say this every year. Every time there's a team as bad as them. Just 2 weeks ago, I was saying on my show with you, Phil, that I think the Raiders are gonna go 1-15, and they already have 1 win.
I think they might can still win against the Rams or the Cardinals, maybe.
Jacksonville they don't have an offense, not a quarterback, an offense. They can't do anything. They can't throw. They can't run. So what are you gonna do?
They got that boy A. Sanders though.
But that's it on that. Next we go to the NFC. The 0-2 teams are the Giants, Redskins, Vikings, Panthers, Bucks. Markeem, these 5 teams: Giants, Redskins, Vikings, Panthers, Bucks. Any thoughts on them? A lot of former playoff teams here. Like, well, what's going on?
The RG3 situation makes me sad, man. Like, y'all know that's my other boy, and it just hurts, man. Like, just seeing him out there, not being himself, it makes me sad. Like watching the Green Bay game, even though Aaron Rodgers was balling out, and I was excited because that's my boy best game. Like, RG3 is my, y'all know I love Andrew Luck, but it's Luck.
He's your second love child.
You know what I'm saying? And it hurts seeing that game. I was like, he's obviously not 100%. He's trying to do too much. Alfred Morris, when they hand him the ball, it's no reason because he's not really doing much right now. I don't know. It's like that team's just like imploded. I don't know how it happened. It just happened. Like, I know that RG3, this is his first action, period. You know what I mean? So it has a lot to do with it. But, and the defense wasn't very good to begin with. But, it's just sad, man.
Do you see them, winning only, 5 games? Or do you think he'll...
Yeah, I think that as the season goes along, he'll get better. I think they'll finish, 7-9 or something, 6-10.
Damn. Then you go draft Taj Boyd.
I don't know about that. You keep RG3. I don't know about that.
What was RG3's draft grade, by the way?
It was high. It was I think Kuiper does that 0 from 100 scale. I think his was 96.
Wow.
It was high. It was high. And Andrew Luck's was 99. So think about that.
Did Elway get 100?
No, Elway was 99 also.
And Peyton was 98?
I think 97 or something like that.
Wow. So yeah, RG3, it just sucks.
I honestly think, man, they got to watch it. I agree with Markeem. I think he's going to get better throughout the year, but man, this could be the difference in his career this season. Like, they could literally ruin his career this year, rushing him like this. Like, it's sad. Like Markeem says, I'm looking at RG3 and we could be looking back at that playoff game and thinking that was the end of RG3. That was the beginning of the end. I hope that's not the case. I really hope not. Not for him. And it's and I'm not even the biggest.
Are y'all about to make me cry, man?
Right. But we won't put you through that yet. Hopefully we're wrong. Hopefully he just has, these are his preseason games right now, so maybe week 5 he'll be all right. So we'll see. We'll just see.
Yeah. I also think part of it, aside from the injury, because he's injured, he's not running, and teams know he's not going to run. So that already right there kills, I would say 60% of their offense. Not just him running, but their play-action passes and their rollouts. All of that's done because teams think that RG3 is a threat to run. Now RG3 is doing dropbacks. 3 5-step dropback passes. And he didn't do that.
And albeit he's a good dropback passer, but the threat of him running is what makes him an amazing dropback passer.
Yes, exactly. And
it hurts. It hurts.
I think that's really part of it. I mean, yeah, the mechanics of his knee are fucking up his throwing mechanics, but part of it is also I don't say he's running a completely different offense, but it's not the same offense he ran last year at all. He's throwing a lot more and a lot. RG3 last year averaged 20 attempts a game, 20 to 25 attempts a game. This year, what? Last week he did 45? He's not used to that. And I think, aside from the injury, that would cause problems. And the injury is just making it really bad. Yeah, the Redskins look terrible.
And and I don't think their defense is that bad. It's just the fact they're having to play all the time.
I mean, that's true. When the offense can't move the ball at all, I mean, it is rough. But I don't see them doing well this year, to say the least. But, guys, how about the Vikings? What's up with them?
Vikings are who we thought they were. I'm just kidding.
No, I agree. I 100% agree.
That's honestly. I mean, I think AP had so great of a year last year. That's why it put him in contention. One, you're not winning games with Christian Ponder. This just stop.
I ponder the thought.
I ponder the thought of making the playoffs with him. No,
yo, that shit kills me every time. I ponder the thought.
But no, I mean. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see Castle soon. I've already seen actually Vikings fans calling for Castle, but
I think Castle's better than Ponder.
I agree. That's why I say I think Castle should get a shot. But
I think they both suck. I think y'all asking me to choose between a hemorrhage and strep throat.
I think Castle's a little better than.
That's true. I don't think there's any scenario where the Vikings make the playoffs. If you want to put that on the record, I don't think there's any scenario where they make it.
I'm doing that. Markeem, your turn.
They're terrible. I think that. They try and pretend that Christian Ponder's a good quarterback. But it was funny. Bomani Jones had the funniest tweet. He was like, I wish he'd stop passing the ball like he think he good. Just turn around and hand it to 28. So I wish he would stop. I got money on this game. That shit was funny. You better stop passing the ball. I know that much. He's not very good, man. And Greg Jennings couldn't happen to a nicer guy, motherfucker.
You don't like Greg Jennings? Why? Because he was
trash. No. Yeah, because don't bite the hand that done fed you for years. Yeah. Nigga, you are not as good as you think. I'm sorry. You had Brett Favre, you had Aaron Rodgers. Shut the fuck up.
I agree 100%.
Wow. Why? Because he was criticizing his leadership, I think, was...
Yeah. Everyone is different. Everyone leads a different way. Aaron Rodgers leads by example. He doesn't have to say shit. He goes out there and he plays at the highest level in the league. Get with the program. You try and do the same shit. That's how he leads. The fuck up.
Phil? Oh no, we already went to you.
Like Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman, he wasn't really a leader. Yeah, I mean Michael Irvin was a vocal leader because he wasn't as talented as, let's say, someone like a Jerry Rice or something like that. So he would rally the troops. Yeah, I mean, some guys just are different. Like just cause Aaron Rodgers doesn't take blame for shit he had no business take. You know what I mean? Like he got mad because Aaron Rodgers doesn't take blame for shit that he doesn't fuck up on. Like, let's say someone else fucks up, he doesn't take the blame for it. Yeah, if it wasn't his fault, he won't do it. Fuck up. Just shut up. Now you're in a situation where you got a guy that can't even get you the ball. You deserve it. You deserve it.
I'm the same way. And I kind of hope he sucks because my boy's on that team, Jerome Simpson's son. Coastal Carolina.
Oh, God.
Giants, and Giants, yeah. Both of you. Markeem, you start. Giants. Super Bowl contenders. What happened?
Man, I don't know what to make of the Giants. Like that Eli Manning's forcing it, man, and they ain't got no running game. Hey, but he's really, he got 7 interceptions already.
He leads the NFL.
That's crazy. It's only been 2 games. Fuck, what's going on? This nigga averages 3.5 interceptions a game. What kind of shit is that? Dude, like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you? I don't know. But David Wilson, I love the dude to death. He won the Hokies so many games, but he needs to hold on to the ball. Like, it's simple as that. He needs to hold on to the ball. Because if you're not, and you're an NFL running back, and you can't hold on to the ball, it's either you fix that shit or you're gone. Ask Tiki Barber.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I think that team has too much talent on offense to be playing as bad as they are. Like Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird, man. I don't know. It's just weird.
Phil, anything to add?
I'll say that this is the true Eli coming out. I know that's gonna hurt a lot of people. They're gonna get butthurt over that.
I know you loving this,
but I'm loving this because this is the Eli that almost got benched in the year they won the Super Bowl.
18-1.
I know, and it saved his career because he would be somewhere else right now.
I have to find a way to mention that.
Save Coughlin's career too.
And Coughlin, both of them.
Coughlin,
Giants fans even forget that because Giants fans.
Coughlin saved his career twice, arguably. They were saying the same shit 2 years ago because they
right,
missed the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Right, and I think honestly, I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but I think eventually it's coming to eventually the Giants' luck is going to run out. Like this whole.
I think they win the Super Bowl in 2 years. That's how they roll.
Well, if they do, that's ridiculous. But anyways, they're not like it's like their 0-2 start means nothing. It's the Giants. Like the Giants will go on like 5-game win if they want to. If they don't, they're finishing 7-9. It's true. Like it's the Giants. So it's like I picked the Giants to win the division like an idiot. But anyways, at the same time, this division, and I know I've been vocal to saying this is.
I wish you would stop doing this
in football, and this is the reason why I say this because the talent in this division exceeds almost every other division.
Oh my God, let it go! They have the worst division in football right now, record-wise. No 2-0 team, 2 0-2 teams.
Look, I don't have the credit for this year. I'm not saying they are. Okay, what I'm saying is. If these teams did, my point is, if these teams did what they were supposed to do,
I'll tell you exactly what it is. All those teams in that division are always going to be at or below 500, but they're never going to have a team that's dominant. They're never going to have 2 teams that's dominant. That's the story of this fucking division. It's not like the NFC West where you have 2 superstars in there and then 2 teams that are at or below 500.
Well, that's the point. Like, what do you consider a best division? One that has 2 studs and 3. And the other 2 are below average and not even a fairy, or you have 4 teams or Big Rat, or you have 4 teams that each one could potentially make the playoffs. Like starting before the year, you would say each team can make the playoffs. What other division can you say that is what my point is?
I think that the division has to have at least one great team.
And last year, you had 3 teams not make the playoffs. And one of those 3 teams was terrible.
Right, but what I'm saying is they all have the potential, is what I'm saying.
I could say that about the NFC North. Like, a lot of people pick the Lions to win 8-9 games. The Packers and the Bears, you can always pick to go to the playoffs. And the Vikings made the playoffs last year, and they only added up more talent. I can make that argument about the NFC West.
You can't make that argument about the NFC West.
Yeah.
The Rams and Arizona, there was no scenario where they're making the playoffs.
Rams went 7-8-1 last year. They went 4-0-1 in the division.
It doesn't matter. You're still not making the playoffs.
All right, fine. Fuck you.
But anyways, I see your point. Touche. Okay, I'm eating my words on the NFC East. All right, but at one time I was right. That's all I'm saying.
But you know what this division's known more for? The drama, not the actual teams. The goddamn drama.
I guess what I get trapped in, and I'll go.
They are top tier in terms of drama and bullshit. Yeah, top tier.
What I get trapped in, I think Markeem is, and I'll go off of that.
Oh, but Markeem, NFC South is getting there too.
Is the drama? Yeah.
Is the fact that all these teams they have the potential to get to that point, but they never do. So they're all like 8-8, 9-7, 10-6. So it's always like you never know who's going to win the division. So that's why I think it blinds me to think that they're the best division because literally anyone can win it. This is not the case in every division as well.
Yeah, it's unpredictable. I give them that. Right. Always keep me guessing.
But yeah, as far as I think I said what my piece about the Giants, but they could turn it around or they could not. So, but Eli Manning, this doesn't shock me at all. I know I'm going to be considered a hater, and they're going to throw it at me. We're 2-0 against you in the Super Bowl. Shut up. Whatever.
Well, I think the Giants. Me and Markeem said the Cardinals can beat any team in the NFL and lose to any team in the NFL. That's been the stories of the Giants for like 5 years now.
Yep.
It seems like no win, and this year especially. It's just weird. Like, I think Dan Hanzus tweeted this. We all know who Dan Hanzus is. Follow Dan Hanzus, Chris Westling, Greg Rosenthal, and I'm missing somebody, Mark Sessler. Those guys all run the NFL Around the League podcast. That's the main podcast of NFL.com. I listen to it every week. They're all really smart dudes. Like Greg Rosenthal from Dan Hanzus tweeted this. Eli Manning will go down in history as the most complicated quarterback in NFL history. Someone that has the achievements that Eli Manning has. A few Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
Instant Hall of Famer, you would think. Most of the time.
You would think that automatically you put the class of Brady, Peyton, Rodgers, Breeze, and Eli. And for a while, that's how it was last season. But that's not how it is anymore. It's like instead of a top 5, there's a top 4. And Eli
and then an interchangeable 5.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, and I've said this before, like, Eli's only in the conversation because he won 2 Super Bowls. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. But like,
he has nothing else.
I mean,
like
you could
those other quarterbacks have something. Peyton has something. Brady has something to go along MVPs or stats, records or something. But Eli has nothing else.
That's true. And the other thing is that Big Ben. You can argue that Ben Roethlisberger's had a better career than Eli right now. Like, it's just because at least when Ben,
I think he has.
Ben doesn't. Ben maybe doesn't play like at the Aaron Rodgers level during the season, but Ben never does this shit. Leading the league in interceptions. And the Giants could go to Carolina this week and drop 40. And it would not surprise me at all.
Right.
Because that's how they are. It's just very strange. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they won the Super Bowl this year.
It's honestly, and this is coming from me too. I wouldn't either because they got that's the problem. They got the talent. So if they get to the playoffs and like, okay, let's go win another ring. Bam, they're gonna.
It's that easy. Like,
hey, isn't it weird that this pass rush is terrible?
Yeah.
It's the Giants, man. That's how they win.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's inexistent. Right?
JPP's been playing really bad. Yeah. But we move on. Markeem, cover finally to close this segment. Panthers and Buccaneers both have a lot of drama going on right now. I'm going to go ahead, without your guys' permission, and put them both of those head coaches on my head coach hot seat. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, they have quit on Greg Schiano.
Yeah, the Bucks. Yeah, the Bucks are a disaster.
Like the real Revis is like, fuck this dude, from what everyone's saying.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna do what I want. Fuck this guy.
And so,
I feel like they're both in the same category. They're both just like in flux right now. I feel like there are like good qualities about both teams, but I don't see them being real competitive this year, to be honest.
Bucks need wins, and if they don't get wins, I mean, they talk about this in a segment. It's all fun and dandy, when there's drama and stuff like that, but you're getting the wins. You're not winning the wins, it's not helping you. And I think that it's a big game this weekend.
I would say this: both of their defenses are a lot better.
Well, yeah, Tampa Bay's defense has got studs all over the place. And St. Carolina's getting there as well, with Luke Kuechly and Star Lotulelei and guys like that. So, but I will say that
Do you know that Star Lotulelei has the best?
Star Lotulelei is how you pronounce it, by the way.
He has
say it again, kids. Say it again.
Nope, will not. He has the best. He's currently rated by Pro Football Focus as the best defensive lineman in the NFL.
I told everyone he was the best defensive. Didn't I say that so many times?
You said it the last podcast too.
The best defensive player in that draft.
Yeah.
But something about Carolina and I guess Tampa as well. But and people are probably gonna be more harsh to hear about Carolina. I'm not so sure Cam Newton's the answer.
Ooh, fuck you.
I'm not so sure.
Did you not see how well he played at the end of last season?
I know, but you see how bad he played in the beginning of the season?
I mean, yes, he can't go every year starting out 1-7 and finishing 7-1.
I'm sorry. He played the Seahawks week 1, and the Bills defense, who actually don't have that bad of a defense, and Mario Williams is playing out his mind right now.
He had the record for sacks in a Bills game ever, 4.5.
I'm just saying, I'm sorry, Phil.
Anyways, excuses aside, I'm just saying I'm not willing to sit there and say he's the answer yet. But I will say this: it could be a coaching problem. So maybe he just needs the right coach.
It is a coaching problem.
It's definitely a coaching problem.
So we'll
get Ron Rivera. He should be gone now.
You definitely need someone to help him. I'll give you that.
Like I will roll up into the Panthers offices and drag his ass out myself if I have to. This team is too talented, man. It shouldn't be this bad.
That's true.
What's their weakness? What, running back? Like
no, that's not a weakness.
Their secondary.
It's not a weakness. D'Angelo Williams is good enough. They can win with him.
I don't know about that, Phil. I don't know about anymore.
He's quality.
He's good enough. Like that's not the point. Like I mean,
they have a good running back, a decent running back. They have arguably a Hall of Fame receiver. They have arguably
no. There's no argument. Like if he don't get in the Hall, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, I'm saying they have a Hall of Fame receiver. They have a great quarterback prospect. They have a fantastic front seven. Like and are they perfect? No, but they shouldn't be this bad.
And they have one of the greatest cornerbacks to ever play for any college ever.
Cornerback.
Josh Norman from Coastal Carolina.
Oh, shut up.
God.
And they have Mike Tolbert.
You done?
I'm done. I'm just saying. It's a small school, so when they get players in the NFL, I got to brag. Anyway.
Well, I can
good thing Tyler Thigpen ain't nowhere.
Oh, hey, I'm just saying he had the best stats of a quarterback towards the end of the season, one of his seasons. So.
I can understand Phil. Oh no, wait, I can because my school's the University of Miami. And they
Shut the fuck up.
No. You didn't go to. No, Big Rat. There's a difference. You didn't go to Miami. I went to Coastal Carolina.
I mean, I spent more time and I spent more time and probably contributed more to the campus than you probably did to Coastal Carolina.
Really? I worked for that. I'm not even going to go.
All right, whatever.
We 4.5 years for that school. Yeah, I know, right? I'll just show you my degree, and that's enough.
Fair enough. I'll show you mine too in a few years.
Yeah, they don't play football.
They do.
Do they for real? I didn't know that. That's sad.
Dude, college football started because of the Ivy Leagues.
Yeah.
Touche then.
But yeah.
Look at the kid doing his homework.
Look at that.
Wait, tell me, kid, you go to an Ivy League school?
Yeah, he was a Brown.
You know this?
Fuck you and your smart ass. Brown. Yeah, you're right. You go to brown nosing motherfucker.
Fuck off. That was an easy one. I'm actually taking a history of college sports class right now. Just reading a bunch about college football. It's pretty sick. But yeah, the Panthers are very talented, but they have a terrible head coach, and I predicted on the show that they'll win 5 games, and I'm sticking with that. And the Bucks, I mean, we'll see. They're just a big question mark. That team is also another one that they don't have
too
a coach.
Much talent to be as bad as they are. Yeah.
But they also might not have a coach, and they definitely don't have a quarterback. Like, think they have Vincent Jackson, Doug Martin, and a absolutely fantastic defense. And Mike Williams, a great defense. They have Carl Nix on the line, who's one of the best guards in the country. Like, they shouldn't be 0-2. And they played the Jets.
Josh Freeman is done, man. His confidence is shot.
Yeah, he's gone from inconsistent to just ugh.
Like, he'll be a good backup somewhere. But yeah, just not good for Tampa Bay. Of all these 0-2 teams, excluding the Giants, the Redskins, the Vikings, the Panthers, the Bucks, the Jaguars, the Browns, the Steelers, who has the best chance to make the playoffs?
Of all these teams?
Yeah.
If RG3 can pull it out, Washington.
I'm surprisingly, I'm gonna say the Panthers.
I mean, yeah, they have the talent.
Yeah, but they don't.
They just have no confidence in their coach.
Yeah, right, exactly.
All right, now we get to the weekend preview. The only reason you all watch the show.
Holy cow, this is going long.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's not as
Sometimes it
long
rambles, but
whatever. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be. But we can quit this 2-0, 0-2. Our show's going to get consistently shorter because there's going to be just like a lot easier stuff to talk about. But anyways, the NCAA preview. These will probably go short because I don't really contribute much to this part of the show. But by the way, last week Phil and Marquis went 9-5. I went 7-7. If I didn't mention that.
I think you already said that.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I said it off air. But now we have Week 2 NCAA. The big college football game of the weekend is Stanford and Arizona State. Marquis, what is your prediction?
Stanford's offense is I got to go with what Base Luck told me, man. Kevin Hogan is a mini him. And if you saw what Andrew Luck used to do to Arizona State, then it should be something similar. I think they'll be able to run on them, even though Will Sutton is a monster. And he had like amazing game for a tackle against Wisconsin. And he was incredible. Like that game might have made him a first round pick, to be honest. But
wow.
He's no joke. But I got Stanford, man. I really do. Like I just think I have confidence that they'll be able to score. And David Shaw knows how to handle the no huddle, so I don't think that'll be a problem. Plus, it's in Stanford.
Yeah.
At the Cardinal, it's a wrap. By at least 14.
I think me and Phil are going to both say Stanford as well.
Yep.
I'm just going to write down whatever Marquis says for these next three, except I'm going to switch one just to piss him off.
Even though
it worked last week with Texas Tech. Next we got Clemson and NC State. Marquis, lead the way.
It's a trap game. This should be a blowout.
Let's go Wolfpack. Let's go Wolfpack.
Well, Phil's going to cheer for NC
Actually,
State,
honestly, Clemson needs a win.
Like this is a trap game. They are better in every single way imaginable. But these are the games that Clemson loses.
Yep.
Most of the time. Like whenever
teams in general lose.
Whenever they're very good, this is the team. Like even worse than South Carolina, they'll lose to like some bullshit team.
Duke.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So
or Maryland as well.
I'm gonna go with Clemson because they're that much better. They're way better. But don't be shocked.
Phil?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm picking Clemson, but Clemson wins this game, but it's pros and cons. NC State wins, Clemson loses. That's great, but at the same time, I kind of want Clemson undefeated when we play them, so that'll look great. When we get that thumb, search for the thumb, 5 in a row. In case somebody wanted to know.
Next we get Florida and Tennessee.
All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Sometimes college football is magical, and miraculous and crazy things happen. And I'm going with totally my heart right now. Every week there's some sort of upset. This is the upset for the week. Wow. I got Tennessee in Rocky Top with those fans going nuts, rattling Jeff Driscoll over the Florida Gators. Right here, you heard it on this show. This would be one of the best games of the weekend because Butch Jones has me believing in a couple years Tennessee will be back. And this is the game where Tennessee fans will start to believe, hey, maybe we'll be back. I got Tennessee.
Wow.
I can't believe I just did that. But I've been fighting, like since we've been doing the show, in the back of my mind, I've been thinking about this game. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go with my damn heart. Tennessee.
Solid. Philip, your turn.
I'll go with Florida just to rival that.
Fair enough.
But Florida's offense is horrible.
I'll go with Tennessee because fuck Florida. Simple as that.
But that's totally my heart, yo. There's no logic involved. But Florida's probably better in every single thing, to be honest with you. Except offensively, Tennessee's probably better. But like, Florida's more physical. Yeah, they got better athletes. They should probably route them. But it's my heart, man. Go on my heart.
Hey, fucking Akron almost beat Michigan last week.
Yeah. And Akron's terrible, man. Crazy shit can happen.
That's insane. What the crap? By the way, what happened in that game?
I don't know. I didn't see it. But Akron...
I can't remember.
Akron has only won 5 games since 2010.
Wow. That
That is a
What is
hefty
it? What is it with Michigan losing to these teams?
They didn't. They almost lost.
I mean, I know they didn't lose, but
felt bad for Jeremy Foster.
didn't Akron? I think I heard that Akron got a touchdown, but got called back.
That might have been earlier in the game. The last play of the game, the goal line coaching was completely retarded. But they almost pulled something magical. You know, they haven't won a road game since 2008.
Yeah. My boy Jeremy Foster, 23. Are you seeing this right now? It's almost like I can hear him. It was giant capital letters. Are you seeing this right now?
That boy has seen 0 road wins since 2008, and they were about to beat Michigan on the road.
That's just crazy, man. In the big house is the best crowd in the nation. Like, it's like not even debatable now. They pack 110,000 people every game, and it's loud as shit. That's the one like important. The Horseshoe. I've never been to South Bend either, but the Horseshoe, the Big House, the South Bend, and the Coliseum I've never been to.
What's the Horseshoe?
I've been. That's Ohio State. I've been to Duck Stadium out in Oregon. I've been to This was like when I was a little kid though. It wasn't like it is now. But
what's the Coliseum?
The Coliseum is USC.
Okay.
Southern Cal, not.
Yeah, I know.
South Carolina's Williams-Brice, which is loud in its own right.
It is.
Have you ever been to the Swamp?
Yeah, I've been to the Swamp.
The Swamp's pretty crazy too.
I'm jealous.
The Swamp is nuts. Nuts.
I'm going to FSU Stadium in like a month or two.
That place is nuts too. I went there when Bowden was there and they won a national championship in '99.
Well, you were at the game?
No. I wasn't gonna go to that so I can cry. No.
Fair enough. I'm picking Tennessee because, like I said, fuck Florida. Utah State and USC. Chucky Keaton's been getting a lot of hype lately. A lot of people say he's the next Russell Wilson. Any thoughts on this one?
The only reason this game is on here because I keep hearing about this boy too, and this is the first time I'm gonna see him. So I'm not going to pick this game. I mean, USC should probably win, but it's Lane Kiffin. Who knows what's going to happen? I just want to say that if they lose this game, we talked about it first. So, yeah.
Yep. I'm going to predict Utah State just because I can. I'm going to put
Lane Kiffin is all – like I said, Lane Kiffin is the worst employee in America.
In America.
Oh, man. Hey, by the way, Markeem, that question that you got about Logan Thomas and Lane Kiffin on your ass, that was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You're like, that's like, what was it? What did you answer? That was a great answer, too. I was laughing.
I can't remember.
So I'm like, that's like asking me to, something like you said similar earlier. You're like, that's like making me choose from sore throat.
I can look it up right now. But whatchamacallit? Phil, what's your pick for Utah State USC?
USC. No, Utah State.
Utah State?
Yeah, I'm picking Utah State. I'm not picking Lane Kiffin. These garbage.
and
the wannabe USC.
You were going to ask me to choose between getting your dick cut off or being paralyzed from the next down.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess I'll go Logan. Fit Markeem, you also picked USC officially. I need a pick on you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess I'll go USC.
I'm going with Utah State. I've not seen a play of Chucky Keaton, but everyone says he's Russell Wilson, and I love Russell Wilson, so I'm picking Utah State. Worked for me last week. All right, next we got... I'm actually watching his sophomore highlights as we do this right now. Next is Michigan State and Notre Dame. Another semi-important game this week.
If Andrew Maxwell gives them anything, they might be able to pull off this. I guess you can kind of call it upset. I don't think it's that much of an upset, though. But they're going to get to Tommy Rees. And if they do, it's going to be a problem because they have him throwing the ball way too much. And I'm going to go with Michigan State, man. It's a little bit of a stretch. I think that defense is good enough. Now, the thing is they're going to have to score with Notre Dame. That's going to be kind of, yeah, but... I'm going to go with Michigan State, man. This will probably be the best game of the weekend.
Phil?
I will never pick Notre Dame. Michigan State wins this.
That's on record? That's on record?
I thought it was. I don't know if it is, but put it on there.
Let me check. Let me check.
Freaking made me look like a fool.
Oh yeah, I'm putting it right now. I will never pick Notre Dame. Hey man, they should have won that game, right, Markeem?
Nah, I can't go that far.
No, but we picked.
I thought they were gonna win that game, man.
How often are you wrong like that in the national championship game? Like
Wrong like that?
to that extent.
Never have I been that wrong.
I'm gonna go Notre Dame, just to be different. Why not? Again, this is how I land a 7-7 record.
Truth be told, I'm not wrong often, except like the one other time I can remember being like totally wrong is the game that the kid doesn't like to mention.
Oh, fuck
Bad
off.
call. Bad call.
Fuck you. And you were happy to be wrong.
Yes, I was. Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, what a day.
We're done.
Craig
Anyway.
Krenzel. Craig Krenzel.
Bad call.
Maurice Claret. Chris Gamble. All right, yeah, let's stop messing with you.
Anyways. NFL. In my opinion, the biggest game of the week is this Thursday. Chiefs-Eagles. Obviously a very interesting storyline. Not just that the Chiefs are 2-0 when the Eagles have looked good enough so far, but, you know, Andy Reid's coming back home. It's a cool story, and it's an interesting matchup. It's two relevant teams, two teams that are decently talked about right now. Oh, Markeem, I'll let you take this one. Your head coach coming back. What are your thoughts on all this?
They better not boo him. I know that. I'd be kind of mad if they did.
That's Philly. That's Philly.
Would you be surprised? Would you be surprised?
Yeah. Well, no, but I'd be mad because they shouldn't.
They're on a McNabb in this game too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
They're on what this game?
They're retiring his number, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he better not get booed either. You know, but it might happen because it's the Eagles. As far as a pick, I'm going with the Chiefs because I just think they're a better team. I think we suck defensively. Like, period. I think we're completely terrible defensively. Like that game, are the Chargers? Y'all really think the Chargers' offense is that good? Y'all think Phillip Rivers is that good now? Come on, man.
They played good against the Texans until they choked away.
Until the worst second half by a quarterback ever. when didn't he have a 0 QBR in the second half?
Yes.
Wow.
Come on, man. It's the Eagles. The defense sucks. Like offensively, though, I think we're gonna score on them, but I just think they're gonna score more. They'll beat us.
Are you sure that Alex Smith and the Chiefs can score more than Chip Kelly, his offense? That's my thing.
Yep.
Well, I mean, their defense is really good. That's another thing. Phil.
I think it's a battle of, will Andy Reid want to win this for him against his old team, or will Chip Kelly want to kind of upscale Andy Reid and say, look, I can do better with this team than you can. I'm gonna side with the Chip Kelly part. I think Chip Kelly comes out and does what he needs to do. Vic doesn't turn the ball over. Hopefully more, because I need him to have a great game. I'm gonna start him over Russell Wilson this week in fantasy. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But I think
Can we go back to the no huddle also as a fan? Can we just go back to the no huddle?
You're starting.
Thank you, sir.
You're starting Michael Vick against one of the best defenses in the NFL over Russell Wilson, who's playing Jacksonville.
Yeah, I know, and it's a gutsy call, but Russell Wilson
it's a calculated risk.
No, I have Russell Wilson on my team.
Vic has had 25 and 33 points in my league, and then
Russell Wilson's had much less
like
than that.
12 and 10. So it's like I can't, it's a risk I'm willing to take. He's got more weapons to me. So, anyways, but this is going off on a fantasy rant all of a sudden. So, but yeah, I've got the Eagles winning this game. I just think that I think with Marquise, it's a short week, so Andy Reid might have a little bit of an edge, but I think Chip Kelly's just going to kind of prime time. They did good last time in prime time, so we'll see what happens. But I think this is going to be a test. Can Chip Kelly bounce back from a loss? So I think he will, and I think they'll do it.
You just said my point for me. Albert Breer said this the other day. One of the issues about college coaches changing to the NFL is that in college you don't lose much, the top coaches. And the NFL obviously happens a lot more frequently. Losses can really, really eat up a coach that are not used to that.
I think Chip Kelly responds well from the loss. I'm going to take the Eagles just because they're at home, honestly. That's my thing. That's like the thing that like makes it clear for me. I think the Chiefs defensively are great. Offensively, I'm not sold on them yet because it's Alex Smith. I mean, what happens if the Eagles start early, like dropping like 14 points on them?
But Big Red, if the Niners had Alex Smith, they would have won the Super Bowl last year.
Fuck you. But anyways, we talked about how Alex Smith, in my opinion, can't really come back from behind. Well, basically that means the key to being Alex Smith is to score quick and score early. And if nothing else, the Eagles can do that better than almost any team in the NFL right now, obviously with a few exceptions. But
if they run the Chip Kelly offense like they're supposed to, not what they did on Sunday, but whatever.
I'm just saying, they do that, score early, score quick, that'll hold you over Alex Smith. So I'm picking the Eagles. I'm very much looking forward to this though. This is my favorite game of the weekend, for sure. Next one we'll go very quickly, just running them through because I have homework. Texans Ravens. Marquine.
What is it? Texans Ravens?
Yeah, Texans Ravens.
Texans. J.J. Watt devours Joe Flacco. He struggles. They lose. In the story.
Phil.
I've got Texans. I think Joe Flacco's kind of in the same situation, similar situation as Brady as far as the offense goes. But he's one. I said this on Twitter, but he's not Brady. That's one thing he's not. But at the same sense, I just don't think he's got enough weapons to beat the Texans in this game. Ray Rice is hurt. I don't even know if he'll play in this game. That would be huge, and that would definitely side it even more to the Texans. So I got the Texans.
I got the Texans too. The key to beating the Texans is, if you have like a Pro Bowl quarterback that could just put up a lot of points early, like Phillip Rivers did in Week 1, that's how you beat them. You get the lead on them too big for them to overcome. That's how they lost to the Patriots twice, to the Packers. That's how they lost to the Colts. People forget that game. Andrew Luck was just balling.
Hey, you guys know what this reminds me of? Final Take on First Take.
Yeah.
Wow. We should have our own little music.
God damn it. But yes, I think I have the Texans here too. Another game I'm looking forward to, Cardinals Saints. Phil.
Saints. Moving on.
All right then.
Nothing else to say, honestly. Cardinals aren't winning this game.
I have no idea, to be honest with you, because the Cardinals can beat any team in the NFL and lose to any team in the NFL.
That's true, but I'm never gonna pick it.
the Saints' offense, as we know, is next level, like futuristic, probably the best in the league. To be honest with you, when they really get going, I got the Cardinals here, man, in the upset. The Cardinals, just because they're home, right? And they're home, so yeah.
No,
they're not. They're not. It's in New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans.
Okay, never mind. I got the Saints.
Don't you? Don't do it, Big Red. Don't get trapped.
This is why I have such a shitty record in picking games.
You better catch up with us.
I have a feeling the Cardinals win this game, but I'm going to go with my gut and say the Saints. I'm going to go with my head and say the Saints, but I do have a feeling the Cardinals win this game.
If the Cardinals win, I'll give you props for it, but don't pick
like I do too. Like I think they're going to win for some odd reason.
Fine, I'll stick to my head. I'll say the Saints just because I think the Cardinals probably should have lost last week. I just think the Lions are very poorly coached, and they kind of gave that game away. They kind of just weren't playing at the level that they were in the first half. And when they played a team against the Rams, they scoring back and forth like that, they lost. Because I don't think their defense. They have a what do we call it? A good defense, decent defense. It's not terrible. I don't know though. The Saints are just. I'm gonna say the Saints, but I have a feeling the Cardinals win this one. Purely probably because of just Bruce Arians and Carson Palmer, but I'm just not gonna pick them. I'm gonna pick the Saints. But then I'm going to reserve the right to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week against the Patriots. I really didn't want to because I don't trust that team is just a disaster right now, and the Patriots are at home. But man, that Patriots team just looked so bad last week, and this week they're playing an even better defense, and they still don't have Gronk and Wes Welker this week. Amendola. If they have Gronk, if Gronk like somehow plays, my pick is changed automatically. Like I'll change it on the record. But without Gronk, I mean I don't know, man. This defense is much better. I don't know. It's much better. This defense is a top 5 defense in my opinion, overall. Like from the line to the secondary, like they're just really good. And I think they're going to give Brady a lot of problems. I wouldn't be surprised if Brady throws a pick here, but I just can't trust Josh Freeman. Josh Freeman is playing worse than Geno Smith is right now. So if Geno Smith couldn't beat the Patriots, I don't think Josh Freeman can either. But I don't know. I'm going to pick one upset this week, and I'm going to pick that one. So I'm sticking to my gut. I'm picking the Buccaneers here. And I know I never picked the Patriots.
So much for that Patriots pick you were saying you were going to go with.
No, I said before. I said off air. Phil, I think this is going to be the week where I pick the Patriots and they're going to lose. Because every time I pick them to win, they lose. My heart says that this is the opposite. My heart says that the Patriots somehow find a way to win because I can't trust Josh Freeman. But my head says that the Bucs just have a better defense, and as long as they run the ball more, I mean, there's no reason to think why they can't win. So I'm going to say the Buccaneers officially. Marquine?
Michael?
Yeah.
Patriots, just because I trust them more.
Yep.
No other reason. But I think the Bucs could win this game though, especially with Brady hardly having anything to throw to.
I mean, they held the Saints to 16 points. That's the Saints. That ain't no slouch. But yeah, Phil.
I think it's gonna be the same kind of. Well, not the same. Hopefully, it's not horrible.
I do not.
The Jets game.
I do not want to watch this game. I'm curious by the results.
No, but I think we'll pull this one off. Pull this one out. I do think the Patriots win this game, mainly because I don't trust Freeman. Well, obviously I trust my Patriots, but I'm saying like I don't trust Freeman. I think Patriots are great at. We've already said it in the last podcast. They're great at creating turnovers. They did it in the Jets game. Geno Smith 3 interceptions. You know, granted some of those were on him as well, but at the same time they get the turnovers. And I think they're going to get that against Tampa Bay. But I do think it's going to be close, and I think the turnovers is what's going to win the Patriots the game. Like, there's going to be a turnover at some point, and that's what's going to get them the edge, and they're going to keep it to win the game. Plus, I kind of foresee into the next week, and we might have a shocker next week, by the way. So,
Who do they play next week?
in Atlanta on Sunday Night Football.
All right, that one's a little different. But yeah.
No, well, there's a reason why I said shocker. But
Okay.
Oh, you gonna pick the Falcons?
I might.
Oh God,
that would be a history moment next week. So tune in, folks. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but if it happens, that would be a history moment. Here on the YouTube tape.
Fair enough.
All depends on how New England plays this week and if Gronk comes back next week.
Packers, Bengals. I'm going to pick the Bengals because it's in Cincinnati and their defense is better. That's about it. I think Andy Dalton, game manager as he is, I think A.J. Green's going to have a very nice day against that Green Bay secondary. So, picking the Bengals. Markeem?
Oh, no, Markeem. I got this. Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
Kid.
Uh-oh.
After this week, you're once going to, again, I think after this week, you will never pick against the Packers again in a mediocre game like that. Well, not a mediocre game, but in a mediocre, I don't know how to word it. Anyways, last week you made a mistake with Washington. This week you're making a mistake with the Bengals. The Packers are going to kill them. The Bengals, Andy Dalton is a game manager, and he's not going to be able to compete with Aaron Rodgers, dude.
Yeah, but the Bengals' defense is significantly better than the Redskins' defense.
Touche.
That's one of the best defenses in the league.
I agree, but
I think their defensive
win.
line is going to give the offensive line so much issues.
I don't know. I think Packers win by 2 touchdowns, at least.
I love the way you started that. Like, kids, let me tell you something.
I'm just saying, like, I think you made the mistake last week, and I think you're kind of. I mean, it's. I see your point.
So I should never pick against the Packers.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like it's hard to like. Whatever.
Phil,
I don't know how to word it.
Markeem, your turn.
That's a bad man, kid. That's a bad man.
Not as bad as another.
How in God's name do you expect me to go against that bad man?
So what? You're not. Or do I put on the record you're never going to pick against a bad man?
I'm not saying that, but not this week.
He's playing a very good team. It's not like I picked the slouch.
A team that barely beat the Steelers.
He is. I mean, it's a division game.
I know. I get it. I know.
Like he is. But this week he gonna show you how bad he is.
That defense.
The Bengals did against any other man, except number 12 for the Colts. Any other man, I'd be like they would smash, destroy, crush. Not this bad.
You realize they have arguably the best defensive lineman in the country against arguably the worst offensive line in the country.
And there's no argument. That is the worst offensive line. But he will show you how bad of a dude he is. I'm telling you.
God damn it. Fuck you both. I can't wait to brag next week about
No, I ain't like Phil. It wouldn't shock me if they win this game.
Are you predicting a 2-touchdown win as well?
No. This is gonna be an incredible game. I think this probably will be the best game of the weekend. College or pro.
What was the best game last weekend? NFL. So we can establish a precedent for this stuff. What was it?
NFL probably Philly Chargers.
Actually, yeah. Probably
or Houston. Tennessee,
it wasn't.
That game.
No,
I know.
No, it wasn't.
It was arguably my team's game.
That game was great. That game was awesome.
So, fine. Our prediction is Packers-Bengals would be the game of the week. Fine. But I can't wait.
I don't know about y'all, too, but that's what I think.
That's not mine.
Bills-Jets. I'm actually going to pick the Jets here. And I know that, Markeem, on your record, by the way, it says week 2 is the only week all year that I will pick the Jets. But they're at home. I think E.J. Manuel is really going to struggle now. Because I think he's going to see some real talent.
Thank you.
On that defense now. And he's on the road.
Hey, don't be disrespectful.
No, the Panthers have a great front seven, but
Don't be disrespectful.
The front seven's very good, but their secondary is not.
You're still being disrespectful.
And the Jets.
Oh, you're talking about the Patriots?
Gerard Mayo, Chandler Jones, Vince Wilfork.
God.
Yeah, come on.
But not like this Jets D though, Phil. It's like, man, the Jets D is incredible. Say what you will about that thing they call an offense
against the run. Against the run, I'll give you.
No, against anything.
They got Cromartie. That's it.
That defense has always been good. That's why they won 6 games last year.
That's the only reason why they win it all.
That's true.
They went to 2 AFC Championship games with Mark Sanchez.
I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm not saying the Jets suck.
Yeah, Bart Scott was standing on the field in Foxborough.
I know, and guess what? I can't wait.
I
can't wait till he has a job.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Doesn't he? I'm pretty sure he works for NFL Network.
I meant like a job on the field.
Well, he works for NFL Network. He doesn't want a job on the field. So there you go.
No, I'm sure.
Can't wait.
No one wanted him. That's why he can't wait.
Another huge Patriots choke. Tom Brady finally wins his MVP.
Bad call. Bad call.
What? 18-1.
Bad call. Bad call.
18-1.
Yo, that's your song. Bad call. Bad call.
Stop. God damn it! Stop. It's not funny when it happens to me.
Oh.
Phil, your turn.
That's a good little segment. Someone needs to make that a soundbite. 18-1. Bad call. Bad call.
What's your pick here?
I'm gonna go with the Bill. This is his first road game, right? The EJ Manuel is it in New York? Yeah, it's in New York.
Yeah, it is his first road game. I think.
So that's gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one. I don't know. I have a hunch. I guess.
You hate the Jets. Just say I hate the Jets.
Well, that's easy. I do hate the Jets. I hate Rex Ryan. They're gonna all suck it. But that's true. But I'm picking the Bills.
I'm going with the Bills, and I think the E.J. Manuel will suck, but somehow they'll win this game.
I remember when you saw the numbers from the Pats game, you're like, heck no.
It's not like he set the world on fire, but that can't be E.J. Manuel.
Even Carolina game.
That can't be E.J. Manuel. That's some other guy wearing E.J. Manuel's skin. That can't be the same guy.
I remember, of all the quarterbacks in that draft class, you said E.J. Manuel will suck. He'll be fat, ghetto, ass, terrible.
I remember that draft. Like, Markeem was laughing so hard on Twitter.
So I couldn't believe, E.J. Manuel.
First quarterback taken.
I mean, my brother was like, that's why they're the Bills. That's why they're the Bills. He said that shit all night, the whole first round. That's why they're the Bills.
What are EJ Manuel's problems for those that haven't heard this dissertation before? Because everyone listening to this has been like, EJ's been playing really well. Why would you say that?
Look. Ball downfield, which he hasn't very much so far, so that hasn't happened. Aside from like little dinks and dunks, he hasn't done that much. When he throws the ball downfield, he completely looks down who he's going to throw to, and he turns the ball over entirely too much.
And you're saying,
Done.
So far, he hasn't turned the ball over. You know what I mean? He hadn't thrown the ball downfield that much yet, so y'all will see soon. But
so you're not a fan?
not a fan. Not a fan. Understatement of the year.
He is a terrible quarterback, in your opinion.
He's a look. He was. Let me not get it twisted. He was a good college quarterback, but the shit he did in college, you can't get away with that consistently in NFL. I can't wait for Sunday. Let's put it like that.
Wow. Damn. You know their run-pass ratio is still 50-50?
CJ Spiller still ain't getting the ball enough, though.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. Not enough. And that 50% run isn't like all CJ. It's split between CJ and Freddie J a little bit.
Well, fuck that. And give the ball to CJ Spiller at least 20 times a game and get the fuck out the way.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick the Jets. I think Geno bounces back a little this week, although he will face some pretty rough pressure, as we saw.
And one thing.
Oh God, Mario Williams is gonna eat him alive.
This game could be really ugly as well.
And I never thought I would ever say that again.
You were never what? You didn't think Mario Williams was legit?
No, because he practically stole money from the Bills because he didn't do a damn thing last year.
And Phil, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I don't think I did. Outside his interception, I don't think Geno looked that bad.
He looked fine the first 3 quarters
in the game. I think he was having the same kind of problems Brady was. People can't catch a ball.
He had 7 drops.
Yeah.
1 for a touchdown.
I hate to know how many we had then.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Geno has looked good. Period, in my opinion. That's just me.
I didn't see the Bucs game. So.
Those mistakes are gonna happen.
Next we go to my boys, Falcons at Dolphins. I'm going to go on the record and pick the quote-unquote upset by picking the Dolphins to win, going to 3-0. And let me tell you why. It's our first home game. So, everyone's going to be very excited. That stadium is supposed to be...
You're going to be there, kid? You're going to be... Well, yeah, you all the way in that school, so yeah.
I'm in Providence, Rhode Island right now. Unable, unfortunately, to go. Very bummed. But that stadium is supposed to be packed. Everyone's supposed to be really excited. The team's actually good for once. And the Falcons are coming in really banged up. They don't have Sean Witherspoon. Wait, is that his name? Sean?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, they don't have him for the rest of the year. They don't have Corey Bremen, I believe his name is, who's one of their starting defensive ends. They don't have their fullback. They don't have Steven Jackson. A criticism for them all season has been their pass protection. And
how long Steven Jackson's supposed to be out?
Like 2 weeks?
A few weeks. Yeah, like a few weeks.
Okay. All right.
Everyone's been criticizing their pass protection, and obviously we have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. And
if not the best.
If not the best. And we're bringing back Brent Grimes, their former cornerback. If anyone knows how to cover Julio Jones or Roddy White, it's probably the guy that had to cover them in practice for a few years. So I don't even know if this is an upset. I haven't looked at the line. I'm sure the Falcons are favored, but I'm picking the Dolphins here. I'm not going to pick them every week. Next week is the hardest game on the schedule, in my opinion, and I think that's a loss. It's at New Orleans, and I think that's not just their offense, but if you follow the Dolphins for any length of time, you will know that we have issues covering the tight end. It's funny because Omar Kelly last year was saying how covering the tight end is no longer an issue. It's a myth. I don't know why everyone still says it. That's so 2 years ago. And then we allowed Jordan Cameron to have 100 yards and a touchdown and Kobe Fleener to have a 96 and a touchdown, and Omar just tweets, well, fuck.
He was that was very nostalgic for me. It's like I'm watching Stanford all over again.
We'll get to that. But, yeah, Jimmy Graham is going to eat us alive. We will not be able to cover him at all. Jimmy Graham is going to murder us. So, and Tony Gonzalez is going to do some damage, but I think we can do a better job keeping up with him because he sets a slight slow start. But yeah, I'm going to go
quote unquote, on a limb.
I think he should have just retired. That's just me, but
I'm picking the Dolphins here. Phil?
I'm actually also picking the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins pull this one out at home in Miami. Same thing's kind of what you were saying with the offensive line kind of troubles in Atlanta, as well as injuries. No Steven Jackson, no Weatherspoon. Also, Roddy White is not fully healthy. If you have him in fantasy, you know this already. Like myself, I had to bench him this past week, which it actually worked out because Deshaun Jackson blew up, so that was great. But anyways, Roddy White's hurt. You got Julio Jones. Miami will most likely try to shut him out. I think Miami pulls this one off and gets the win over Atlanta. And the upset, I guess, is what I guess. And against the team that I picked to win the Super Bowl. So,
Marquis.
Matt Ryan in the ground will be love.
Cameron Sack.
They're going to be fucking. Let's put it like that. Like they're going to have a ground baby. Like, a ground set of twins. two rock kids going to come out there. But it's a wrap, man. Like they're going to fuck them up. They're going to fuck them up. Like I'm so serious.
Damn.
So I'm
serious. Like
that's crazy.
Like
that's got to be a record.
Going like I don't even think it's going to be that competitive, to be honest with you. Like if they were in Atlanta, I'd be like, yeah, but not this week. Well, I think on Monday people will be saying, "What's wrong with the Falcons?" Seriously.
Yeah, they would be 1-2. Nonetheless, I'm very excited for that game. Obviously, very excited. I'll be watching it. Very happy to see what happens. And finally, the last game that we're gonna preview. Markeem, we'll let you start with this. Actually, me and Phil will go first, I guess, because this is kind of close to home. Your boy Andrew Luck goes against his former father figure. Or his former coach, Jim Harbaugh.
No, you had it right. He says that all the time.
I think the Niners are going to win pretty decisively. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but they're going to...
Okay, calm down.
We'll talk. Shit. You'll get your turn. Quiet you. I think the 49ers are going to win very decisively. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but they're going to win very convincingly. They just had a horrible loss. One of the worst losses they've had. They're going back to Candlestick. They're facing already one of the worst offensive lines in the country, especially since they just lost Donald Thomas. And I just think this game, I think the Niners win by 14 points. I'm going on the record saying that. So, yeah, I'm picking the Niners here. Phil?
I'm sorry, Marquis. I also have the Niners winning easily in this game, too. Colts' offensive line is horrible. Andrew Luck is trying his best to do what he can with it. Hopefully this game, for his sake, is close. Indy needs to win some of these games, but they're not winning this week. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry, Marquis.
And I will say...
The Niners are also going to be pissed because they just lost to Seattle like that.
And I will say, as great as our D-line is, and as bad as their O-line is, they really contained us for most of the game. It wasn't until the fourth quarter where we really started applying a lot of pressure on them. And then Andrew Luck...
Boy, did y'all.
And yes, we did. Quite decisively. And there were a few times where we got through, but Andrew Luck did some magical shit. Like, if you remember the play of Marquis, Deion Jordan, our first-round pick.
And he completely shrugged them off and, ran for first down? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was just, whenever we did pressure...
That was the tweet when I was like, did y'all see that shit?
Whenever we did get to him early on, he just got away. It was scary. We would apply pressure early on. I can't say we didn't, but he just got away. But then in the fourth quarter, it was pretty decisive. And I think it'll be very similar. But nonetheless, I just want to say that about the Colts. Marquis, your turn.
Going with my heart, man. I got Andrew Luck. I ain't even got the coach.
Wow.
Andrew Luck. This is his coming out party to the nation. All these people, what's so special about this kid? He was drafted number 1 overall, but he had 18 interceptions and all these turnovers and blah. This is going to be the game where people are going to be like, wow, that guy's really good. Really, really good. He just went to Candlestick and beat one of the best defenses in football. This will be the game. He's going to learn from what he did last week. And how every young quarterback that turns out to be a great one, they have a game where their career just kind of turns. This is the game for Andrew Luck. This one. You watch.
He's
I
gonna
hope,
beat.
I hope you're right, Marquis.
He's gonna beat your other boy, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. But I mean, it's all right. It's all right. Jim gonna give him a hug at the end of the game. Like, you did good, kid. I love you.
Andrew Luck really
And I'm
says that he was.
and I'm gonna be at home like, I love you too, Andrew.
He was really
sure
a father. He was
you
really
sure-
a father figure to him, huh?
That's what Andrew Luck said.
You sure he's
That's
not going
why-
to give him the Richard Sherman treatment?
He said no. He said it was like a really hard decision to come back. Yeah, I mean, because he was like playing without Harbaugh. It's just, wasn't saying.
Fair enough.
He played his final year without Harbaugh?
Yeah, Harbaugh
Yeah.
left that year.
That's right.
How good were they his junior year?
Because they won the.
Wait, hold on. Continue. Say it again. Say it again.
They won the. No, they didn't. They were at large in the BCS.
They won the at-large?
No, they were an at-large team in the BCS.
What does that mean?
They won 11 games. They 11 games.
Why did Oregon play in the national title game over them?
Because Oregon had a loss. I can't remember who though.
Oregon had a what?
Oregon had a loss. I can't remember who.
No,
Yep.
but Oregon played in the national title game. Stanford did not.
No, that you talking about what was that? The year he came out was the 2012. Like, who was in the 2012 national championship game?
LSU and Bama.
Yeah. But that's the strength of the schedule. Yeah, Oregon had that loss early, and no, Oregon had that late loss, and they won the conference. And like LSU, they were undefeated, and Bama's only loss was to LSU, and that game was like super close. That was that game where Phil went off. You shouldn't be playing each other. I'm like, Phil, those are the two best teams.
And
So we went back and forth a lot.
But why did Stanford, why didn't he ever go to a national title game? I guess what I'm saying.
Because never won a pack.
Why would he always lose? Like, he lost to Oregon.
Either someone he had no business losing.
You're breaking up bad.
Yeah, you're breaking it pretty bad.
I don't.
You're saying they would always lose. You're saying they would always lose to Oregon when they had no business losing. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I'm a bring
I don't know, but it's funny.
I can't hear a word you're saying. But anyways, that does it for us, the Cafeteria YouTube Take today. We hope you all enjoyed our incredibly long show, even though we said and promised that it would be shorter. But that's just who we are. Suck it. And I'm Big Rat.
Was that better?
Nope, you're still blurry. He's Nightmareballa1. I'm Big Red 310, and this
And I'm
is
Nytemare10.
And we thank you all very much. Goodbye.